Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone at Rulewell. Blessings and salutation to the whole elect, those in the gospel brought up with the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. We the brothers here on GMS Kansas City branch, prophesying the end of America and to wake up the 12 tribes of Israel, which you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to declare through the Holy Spirit to return back into your heritage, man, and to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, because we are impending judgment, man. Okay? As we know, right now, the biggest news is the war out there in the Middle East between the Palestinians and the small hats. Now Hezbollah, which is basically an Iran-backed militia group, they're basically in conflict with the West now, because this guy, not a Jew, we're going to say it that way, because he's not a Israelite, but he's an Amalekite, an Edomite. He's basically declared no ceasefire, man. Okay, which America and the West, they want the ceasefire because through the Spirit, they want to be able to keep their economy afloat and to be able to weed out all those other nations and outbeat those other nations when it comes to this global digital currency, which they're swiftly losing the race in that, man. So without further delay, man, y'all brothers got precepts. I put my garment on.
What kind?
Yeah, one brother.
You go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 6. I have cut off the nations, their towers are desolate. I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant. All right, and that's basically what what you see experienced over there in the land of Israel right now, man.
Hey, brother, let's face the street that way. The camera's cool that way, but that way we can see both sides. Somebody come up. So one thing about, like, when you out here, you always want to be able to see all of them. Okay, I'm saying, so I'm trying to stay away.
Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 6, I have cut off the nations, their towers are desolate, I made their streets waste, that none passeth by, their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant. And that the reason I think about that is because they showed aerial footage of that place that they call the Gaza Strip, man. And then they showed old images of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man. That shit looked damn near the same, you know? And that's from all of the infighting between the heathen, man. That, like the Lord promised. But that's coming in a major way to Babylon the Great, which is America. It says, verse 7, I said, surely thou wilt fear me, thou wilt receive instruction, so their dwelling should not be cut off. Howsoever I punished them, but they rose early and corrupted all their doings. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Yeah, and what's the indignation? That's the nuclear missiles. That's the destruction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the gathering that's going forth right now, we're seeing it happen right now, man. As we speak, the Euphrates is drying up.
Yeah.
These nations are getting more and more attention. All of these groups are popping up. Hezbollah, Hamas, all right. The Houthis, all right. That's the Lord gathering everything up, man. All right. And y'all ain't seen. Y'all have no idea how angry the Lord is, man. He is so angry. He's gonna literally just roast people, man. Babies, old people. Because that's how bad it got, man. You know? Remember what he did before the flood, man. You know, he sat there for a period of time. He sent his prophets to go down there and warn and warn and warn. People rebelled and rebelled and rebelled. Then what happened, man? Total destruction came. You know, and it's the same repeat this time, man, except this time it's going to be fire, man.
Well, I got a quick precept. This is the book of Ezekiel 22, and I'm going to start at verses 18. It says, matter of fact, let's start at 17. It says, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross, and all they are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even a dross of silver, because when you think of dross, you think of something like, with that, it doesn't have the shine to it, man. It looks kind of dim. Like, you know how when you have like a white gold necklace, man, and it gets kind of dingy or kind of without the spark, you got to wipe it off, man. And sometimes the only way you can do that to repurify those stones is to, you got to put like a blast on it.
Right.
Or in most cases, like with jewelry or with like particular diamonds, they put it on the heat. But it says here, therefore thus says the Lord Yahweh, because ye have become all dross, behold, therefore I will gather you to the midst of Jerusalem. I hate when they smoke that shit around us, man. It says, and they got the silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow fire upon it, and that's Satan. You know what I'm saying? Like out of all the fucking places in the world, you got to be right here. And it says here, to the midst of the furnace, to blow up the fire upon it, to melt it. So I will gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you, man. Okay, the Most High said he's going to melt Jake, man. Okay, he's going to melt the rest of you people out here. Okay, because you people out here, you think this is a goddamn joke, man. Here you are getting taxed to death. Here you are literally being oppressed by your own government. Okay, they're sending migrants over here. They're giving them housing. They're giving them government assistance. But yet, they're going up on your rent. Your tax dollars is funding this wicked-ass war, which through the spirit is all good because, hey, we know the result of it. But at the end of the day, you people still believe in America, man.
Right.
Okay, you got people walking around here like they're not going to bring back a damn draft. Look at these people, man. All just in La La Land. That's why I say when peace and safety comes, sudden destruction, man.
That's right.
It's like, what is it going to take to get you people to feel Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man? You know the answer to that? It's death and destruction, man.
That's right.
Okay, because see, you Americans out here, you American, mainly you people in the West, so you have this thing called pride. Okay, and when you go into the definition of pride, it goes into being extremely arrogant. Okay, because you think that because this country hasn't been invaded by foreign affairs that you have in good case. But your country is already invaded, man. Okay, you got sleeper cells over here. You got government officials. You got fucking Russian troops. You got, this place is already invaded. They're just waiting on the green light to go ahead and to move on you people. Because at the end of the day, you people are the one who they want to clean up.
Right.
Because like the elite said, you're a bunch of useless eaters. Right? And more here. And it reads, it says, and yea, I will gather you and blow upon you the fire of my wrath. And what's the fire of the Lord's wrath? Those ICBMs. All right? And it says, and ye should be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof, and ye shall know that I, the Lord, have poured out my fury upon you. So when the destruction comes, you people are going to know that, oh, wow, this is an act of God. Like, you know how when things get so bad, they're like, oh, my God, this is an act of God. Oh, shit. But y'all going to know what an act of God is like here in a little while. Okay?
Call on Grandma Kamari or whatever the fuck that day, man. You know, because the Lord specifically speaks about niggas, man. Like that the Lord wrote that for his own people, man. Unfortunately, because you are niggas, man. He gonna melt you just like he gonna melt the heathen. You see, that's a dishonorable death right there, man. You know how low a fucking heathen is, man? You gonna die the same death willingly, man?
Well, that's that second death in Revelation. It says those that paraphrasing it. Find that, bro. Revelation 20. I think it's those the second death.
Yeah, that's why it's called the second death, man. You know. Because that punishment is for the wicked, man. The scriptures say that judgment is for a scourge, for amendment, man. Amendment means to change. But one thing a nigga won't do is change for the Lord, man. A nigga will change to Egyptology. He'll change to the ancestors. You see? But he won't change to do righteousness. So what's got to come? Thermonuclear destruction, man. You know?
Go ahead, bro. The book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 13. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire.
All right, now, quick question, right? Now, see, that says death and hell cast into the lake of fire. Now, the popular thing among Christians is what? When you die, you go to either heaven or hell, right?
Right.
Well, how is that possible when it says death and hell should be cast into the lake of fire? Like, how the hell can hell, if hell was ever turning damnable hellfire, how the hell can hell be cast into hell, man?
Right. Because a Christian will tell you that lake of fire is hell. You know what I'm saying?
And it is hell. It is a form of hell because your ass is going to be suffering in it, but it's not the hell that they consider.
Right.
Because see, the Christians, they believe that the lake of fire is when you die, all of a sudden your soul descends into this underworld full of fire, man, and you got demons and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
And really that comes into when Constantine merged the pagan philosophies of the Roman Greek gods with the scriptures. And part of that pagan Roman philosophy is the belief of Hades.
Yep.
In the concept of Hades, you do have a place where you burn, and your body withers away in an eternal fire. That's not in the Bible. It's not the same thing. Hell is just a stated condition of mind that you can be in. Like right now, we're in hell, living in hell in America because we're catching hell here.
Right.
Yep.
You know?
And see, they go off and glue at it because this is the Greek word actually for that word hell is 80s, okay? And they give you three definitions. The first two is kind of off. It says name Hades or Pluto, the god of the lower region. So Hades is the god of the underworld. Like you got something called the Odyssey, which is you got Zeus, which is the sky god, which is a concept of Jesus or the Most High in a roundabout way. And then you got Hades, which was his brother, which was the god of the underworld. And they're supposed to be locked into this interdimensional war of delivering souls, man. It's madness.
And that's part of the reason why we wept when our scripts got translated to the Septuagint in the Greek, man.
Yeah.
You lost some of that visibility because we were under that captivity. They were putting things in there like hell with Hades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we have the understanding of what's going on and why the Greek and the history is important, man. We don't just pick up the Bible and just read it at face value and go, oh yeah, you know, Lazarus in Abraham's bosom. He must literally be in. No, man.
Yeah.
You read words, you read context, you look at precepts, man.
Right.
You know?
Etymology, root words.
Exactly.
Second definition is called Arcus, the netherworld, which the nether realm, or the netherworld means like a world of demons or damned souls.
Yeah.
And it says the realm of the dead. Now, this is where they kind of on point when they say the realm of the dead, because when you die, where does your body go to? The ground, okay, which is the grave, okay? But a realm is like a world you live in, okay? So you say the world of the dead, which the bodies go. There's no life in the body once the spirit departs, man.
Right.
Okay, and then the third definition, it says grave, death, or hell. The grave or death or hell, which would be more of an accurate depiction of the concept of hell, man. Okay, because when you die, your soul goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and your body dies and goes back to the planet Earth, man.
Right.
And it becomes food for the worms. Everything's a recycling process, man.
Right.
Okay, so when you die, your spirit goes to this heavenly realm, and you get your judgment, and then you are at rest.
Right.
Just to put some understanding on that. Go ahead.
So, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
That's the second death, because the first death was what? Hey brother, what's that first death? What was the first death?
Might be going on, but I believe the first death was people falling into or being taken away from their heritage.
I mean, that's a good point. But the first death was the flood, because when you go into Peter's, when it stayed at the Most High, by the same heaven, by the same word, kept the rolling store to the time of great judgment. Because the first world was destroyed by fire, meaning the people and their deeds and shit. And then that second death, which is going to be with the thermonuclear missiles. Because a lot of times even the pastors say, well, the first death was when the flood came, but the second time is going to end by fire. You know what I'm saying? So those two different account periods. That's a good answer, though.
Right. And, you know, going back into that concept of the reason that this church created this whole hell doctrine is because, you know, they needed those pagans to come to the temples solely for money's sake. Okay, so they realized that if they could get these pagans that were worshiping these Greek gods and find that they had a place within the Bible and make it so, they would come to the temples and worship. And they had a feel-good message. That was the beginning of the all-inclusive message that everybody could be saved when they started doing that.
Right.
So you got to get your mind out of, you know, some of these philosophies that these Christians have put out there, such as there's a hell, an eternal place of fire. It's not true. You're just not going to find it within Scripture.
Right.
Yep. Well, this is a precept right here. This is the book of 2 Peter 3, and I'm going to start at verses 4. It says, in saying, matter of fact, let's start at 3. It says, and knowing this first, that there should come in the last days scoffers. Okay, it says scoffers walking after their own lust and saying, where's the promise of his coming? It says, since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning. It says, for this they are willingly ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. Okay, which is that first death. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved until fire against the day of judgment and perdition against ungodly men. Man. Okay?
That's right, man. But this is the second time that the Lord is going to judge the entire earth collectively at once. Everything before that, between that, has been singular nations being judged. The Egyptians rise up, they get judged. Syrians rise up, they get judged. Now he's let Esau get the fatness of the earth, man. And look at what he's done with it. You know that's gonna be some hell of a judgment, man, coming for this guy, man, because he's got the entire earth engulfed into wickedness, man, with no end in sight, man. This nigga has his way. He'll have all us plugged into a metaverse while he's over there putting plastic on Mars, man. That's where this thing is going, man.
Yep.
And that's why there's no respect for a man who would forsake his heritage to go follow that nonsense, man. I don't give a fuck how many cookies he gives you, man. All right, or what this guy promises you, man. He's not a reasonable man.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the book of Revelation 20 and 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Okay? So in order to be considered a book of life, you have to be in repentance. Coming to this truth, and you must be an Israelite.
Yeah.
So if you're not in the truth, an Israelite, you're not calling upon the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, living your life in sin, wickedness, like the 2/3 of the nation Israel is doing, you're going to be casted into that lake of fire, which will be there will be a literal lake. You see the impact from a missile hitting the earth and the burn pattern or the burn radius. If you had an aerial view of it, it looks like a literal lake of fire as it spreads across the earth from that blast.
Right. Well, like a lake, the definition of a lake is basically like an extravagant large body of water.
Right.
Okay, so when you look at the vastness of it, you from the heavens, when we get beamed up and you look down, it's going to look like a lake of fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the common concept is that that's hell. Well, that will be hellfire on America, but this will be where the hellfire takes place at. And this is the land where we're going to be delivered from, man. Okay? This is from the noise of the archer, like it tells you. What you got? You got more?
I got another preset from
Okay, okay, never mind. I was going to tell you get Judges 5 and 11, but if it's related to that precept, go ahead.
Remember the scriptures say the elements were going to melt with fervent heat too, man. So you're going to literally have molten earth over here as well, man. You know? But from that angle, that viewpoint, where it says the sea of glass mingled with fire, that's the vantage point of us looking down in those chariots, man. When you look at America from a map, and like that, I'm thinking of that movie, The Purge, man. The Forever Purge. When there was a scene where they zoomed out off the Mexican border, I believe. They zoomed all the way out in America, man. And you can see it wasn't a lake, but it was like little bitty fires all over the continent of America. Right. Now just imagine that whole thing just lit up on fire from that viewpoint. It'll look like basically a lake of fire.
Bro, do y'all know how crazy that's gonna be when you see a whole goddamn country on fire, bro?
Yeah, bro.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's gonna be. They're gonna be able to see the smoke from across the oceans, man.
Yeah, and bro, and you know the thing is gonna be televised, man, because like it ain't gonna be no cameras over here per se. You gonna have stupid idiots, man, that's gonna be trying to record the shit with your phone. Get the missiles come, man.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna be recording that shit, man. But on the other side of the world, like they may have aerial footage from outer space because they got satellites up there, and what happens is they can zoom down and they can report on it like, oh shit. America has just been took it out, and the whole world they gonna gas the whole world. That bro, it's a movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah.
When this motherfucker go down, the whole earth is gonna stand still.
Yeah.
People gonna be in shock, like, oh, because when the missiles hit over here, you're gonna feel it from the other side of the world, because the scriptures say that the earth is rocking to and fro like a drunkard.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have the deliverance being televised, man. See these ships beam people up, bro. That shit gonna be nuts, bro. I'm like,
Yeah. You're gonna have continents moving out of shape, you know, different land masses moving around, shifting, you know.
This Revelation chapter 14, verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, whosoever receiveth the M-A-R-K of his name. Now, the smoke of that torment going up forever, you know, when this place gets hit by these missiles, those oil spills and things like that, it's going to cause this place to continue to be on fire, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you set oil on fire, it burns for a long time. You know, so many different reserves are here. You know, the amount of things that's going to be setting off, the smoke is just going to keep going up for a long period of time, man. It's going to be hundreds of centuries. The smoke is just going to keep going. It's going to be like an eternal flame as a remembrance for the whole world to see of what not to do.
yeah. Well, because you know, under America, you have like, man, like we're put together by a lot of fault lines, and a lot of those fault lines are like, they got something that's called the San Andreas fault line, which connects to the New Madrid fault line, which in fact we're on. In fact, here in Missouri, we're like literally on the fault line, a major fault line. So if let's say the San Andreas fault line erupts, with a 9.0 or greater of a mega quake. It's gonna ignite something here. You know what I'm saying? Because those fault lines are like little trap doors, and kind of when it's just like if you got a puzzle and you knock a puzzle piece out the middle, then the whole puzzle kind of comes apart. And that's how America's being put together. You have underground volcanoes and shit here, like Yellowstone National Park. They've been talking about instability for the last 15, 20 years over there, and now it's more of an unstable levels, man. They're seeing like molten lava. They're seeing like the ground open up and all types of shit, man.
Yeah.
That's why they fracking and digging holes. A lot of stuff, bro, they don't show you on the news, but literally they're digging holes like it's the size of football fields, fracking underground, opening up tunnels and shit, man. You know, because even here, a lot of brothers, even it was on the news, and brothers have been hearing like explosions at night. I don't know if you can hear it, but like at night, sometimes you can hear like somebody throwing hand grenades or like it's just like something is blowing up. And what we find out here in Kansas City, it's an underground city here. Because Missouri is called the Ozark State or the Cave State. It's a channel through fucking caves and passageways, man. And Missouri has been, or Kansas City has been built on like twice. So this is not even an original sea level of the city, bro. It goes down farther than that. So when you go up north, it's something called subtropics. Sub means underground. It's basically an underground cave system that they're transporting goods and shit in and out of different parts of the country. So there's a military passageway under this fucking place, man. And they're working right underground, man.
And they showed you that subliminally in that movie, The Last of Us. Based off that game, it was filmed in Kansas City. Was one of the cities that they was navigating through. And they showed you that the zombies was coming out the ground. They were coming out the cave systems and all this underground tunnels that they got here in Kansas City.
Yep. Them motherfuckers came right underground.
They came right into in a regular neighborhood.
Yep.
They just popped up out the ground, climbed up.
Motherfuckers like that was like in Gladstone, some goddamn. I'm like, wait a minute, they stay down the street from this city.
But yeah, man, that shit's about to open up, man. It's gonna get pretty bad out here. You know?
Yeah, that's why we believe this is a major hiding spot for Esau bullshit, you know. I believe he's got a lot of bunkers, a lot of secret shit going on down in these caves, man.
You ever been down there, out here?
No, I just seen the videos, brother, driving through there.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Hey, well,
Should be there.
what's next? What's next week, man? Like I said, one day, bro, we get some time, like we did the ride around. We need to go down there and we gonna do a video down there.
Yeah,
Because they got jobs and stuff. They got the T-Mobiles, they got paintball. I mean, like they got everything. They got restaurants down there. Shit is pretty dope when you think about it, man. But, bro, out in like Overland Park, I believe they building like, it's like something called like a sub-complex, bro. They're building like literal cities underground, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It makes sense because this is the safest place if you want to hide something that's right in the middle of America, man.
Yeah, they gotta
Not-
go through all that land to get to you.
Right.
They gotta go through all those missile defense systems to get here. So they're gonna put their top shit right here. That's where they got it.
Yeah.
Right when Air Force Base got the shit.
Yeah.
I see that shit firsthand.
Done.
Book of Revelation 6 and 14, and it says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it's rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Okay, so that goes into that mushroom cloud that you're gonna see. Okay, heavens is rolled as a scroll. When you look up the depictions of nuclear bombs, like the drawings and stuff, the science behind the layouts, you can see if you would cut a mushroom cloud in half, it literally looks like a scroll, man.
Yeah.
So they were rolled together scroll, and it says every mountain, mountain and island were moved out of their places. So the earth, when this destruction takes place, it's going to be changed just like it was during the first death. So it's beautiful, man. During the first death, in the time of Noah and the flood, you had different continents and stuff being lifted up and revealed out of the ocean. And this time, the plates are going to move again, so you might have a whole other different parts of land coming up on the surface, man.
Right.
The planet's not going to look the same after this destruction.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right.
Well, I got a precept. You got some, bro?
Just gonna get the Revelation 18.
Okay, yeah. Come on. You can go right on with this. You got it.
This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 16. It says, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off.
Yeah, because, hey, 1 hour is going to take the Most High to level this place, bro. Because that's how many missiles are going to be shot on Babylon.
Yeah.
On top of the war, that war there in the Middle East, that's going to extend to this part of the world as far as nuclear artillery is concerned. Because at that time, America's allies are going to be against them, man. So like, they're going to like, you know what, man? We're tired of you people, man. Because at the end of the day, the nations want you out of here, man.
Yeah.
Okay? The nations feel that they can put out the small hat in the American Edomite. Okay? The American Edomite and the small hatters, you're the worst of the Edomites, man.
Right.
Okay? The world feel they can do better without you. Because they don't really need you, man. What do you serve? What
Yeah.
purpose do you serve? Okay? You're building, look at this shit, man.
Right.
Yeah, you got people over there working in sweatshops for Nike and Filipino in the Philippines, Indonesia, man. They look on television and see how y'all living, man, working for Nike.
Yep.
They like, wait a minute. I'm working 16-hour shifts, man. I get 32 cents. These motherfuckers are selling this shit for how much?
Bro.
You know?
When they came out, when everybody rose up against Apple, bro, they said that those Elamite like engineers and shit, they said their salary was $49 a month, bro. They're creating these phones, bro. Like, you know what type of what they call resources it takes to build, or lithium, the batteries to build to power these devices, bro. They gotta go and they gotta frack, they gotta mine just to get the type of resource to build these phones. And yet, Apple is a multi-billion-dollar corporation, but you paying motherfuckers, engineers that's designing your shit,
Right.
$49 an hour, but yet this one phone itself costs $1,200.
Right.
Bro, the phone costs more than what they're taking home.
Yeah, and the iPhone business is so lucrative, man.
Bro.
Like, that's why Apple has so much fucking money. Because they getting that shit made for cheap, man.
Yeah.
And the iPhone is so precise, they can't even get a machine to do it. They have to have somebody by hand put in a lot of those parts.
Yeah.
Because everything is so neatly tight and wove together. So you need those people, man.
Yep.
You just gonna pay them $49 a fucking month, man? You know?
Yeah, and the thing of it is, man, like, and Apple, like, they got something right now, it's called, like, Apple Vision Pro. Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
It's basically like it's almost like a metaverse headset, and it immerses you, like, in the crazy reality, man. Like, everything around you is like, if I put the headsets on, I can still interact with this brother. It's interactive, I can still talk and see him, but it's like a whole different reality, bro. Like, you ever been to IMAX movie theater? Like the big screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, literally, you can make a movie screen as large as you fucking want to watch it and watch a movie from your phone, bro, with these headphones.
Yep.
It's like, fuck going to the movies. I can sit in my living room and get immersed in that reality.
Yeah.
This is the shit they got. I think what they started, $3,500?
Yep.
And they probably gonna have more advancements, man.
Yeah, kind of.
You know, and yet all that money and that shit is gonna sell, bro. And you paying people 49 fucking cent or $49 a month to make that shit.
Right.
I want you out the way too, man.
Right. And that's just one example, man. This nigga has been robbing the earth, man. That's why they says that in James, the laborers of the field cry for so I can forget how to paraphrase it.
Yeah, the laborers have reaped down your fields,
Yeah.
and the eyes of that cry, ears of that noise of that cries went into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, man.
Yeah, that's right, man. Because the whole earth is everybody's fucking underpaid, man. You have to work 60 hours a week. Like the job numbers increased in the economy, 135,000, but all of them was second jobs, man.
Yeah.
This nigga's working at Walmart and DoorDash now, man. That's the job increase. That's not a good sign, man. People are gonna be at their wits' end because when you have to work 60 hours a week and you can't even take a vacation without missing bills and missing meals, bro, something's gonna give, man.
Bro.
And the inflation is steady going up, man. They showed a single apple for $4 in California, man. One apple, man. You know, when I was a kid, $1, you walk out with a whole fucking sack of apples, man.
Bro, like, we had this thing, bro, like, when we had $1, we got $5 when we were kids.
Oh,
man, bro,
man.
you want to shut the kids up? $5, bro, we get 4 bags of big chips, man. We got the bubble gum beeper, and you still got like $3.75 in your pocket, man. You like, man, I'm good. You go to Candy Lady, you get like 100 cookies for like 25 cents.
Yeah.
Well,
We had a
like-
lady that, we had a nigga woman in our neighborhood made Dixie cups, man.
Oh, yeah.
She always just put some shit, some fucking plastic bullshit, Kool-Aid.
It wasn't shit but Kool-Aid,
Straight sugar, man.
Sugar,
Shit was
yeah.
demonic, man.
Yeah, they put them in a white bowl. We call them icy cups, man. They have a
Yeah.
little cup, man. And then you gotta bite off the edge of the cup and you to get to the
Yeah.
man. It's
I
like,
remember when a quarter used to be a big deal to me, man. My pops used to call them chill pills.
chill, man.
There you go. chill out. You know what I'm saying? You go around, fuck off, buy some candy, some shit.
Yeah.
And you know, you cool. You know?
Because they called it penny candy. We just called it penny candy. Like, let me get 25-cent worth of cookies. And then at that time, you know, candy was like 2 cents a fruity. So,
Right.
you know, shit, you get, you got about 15 fruities. Man.
Right. But it's to the point now that very metal that money is made out of is worth more than what you ascribe it to, man.
Yeah.
That nickel and metal, that's worth more than 25 cents, man.
Yeah.
You know, like when you boil the actual money down, that's how you know we're at the end. Because Rome did this, man. Devalued their currency, man.
Yeah.
Made it worth pennies on the dollar from what it was really worth. It started diluting it, man.
Yeah.
Cutting out the copper and adding zinc, you know, cutting the gold with copper, you know what I'm saying? The scriptures speak about those diverse weights. Those are all indicators that we're at the end, man.
And you know what, bro? People are so fucking dumb because if people understood money, bro, like they had what they called a Federal Reserve certificate. Now on your dollar says note. Note is a fiat currency, but by it being legal tender, it's acceptable in most places you go because it's legal tender. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't really worth shit. But like back in the day, like prior to Nixon taking the dollar off the gold standard, you can literally take a note, and however many notes you had. Let's say if you had like $20 Federal Reserve ticket, or I mean not a ticket, a certificate, you can equate that to how much silver they will give you in the bank.
Yeah.
The reason for the note is it's a reserve, so therefore you ain't got to walk around with a bag of goddamn dollars on you because silver is heavy, bro. Like a couple of them coins, like 5 of them, that's literally about a pound. So you walking around here with $30 worth of silver in your pocket, it don't make any sense. So they had the concept of the dollar certificate to exchange for the silver for when you need it. But now what they did was they hijacked all the silver, all the gold, ordered up for themselves, and now they give you these Federal Reserve notes, which they deem legal tender.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is bullshit. And this is why you need so many goddamn dollars in order to buy anything, man. Because the more money they print, the more they devalue the currency.
Right.
You know?
That's when they duped everybody with central banking. But
Yeah.
that was the dupe. Just give us all of the gold and the silver. We'll put it in this one central bank, and y'all just use this paper to make it easier for you. But what they didn't tell you is that I'm walking off with that shit, man.
So ran off on the plug, bro. He saw like, man, he saw like, I ain't getting this shit back.
Yeah.
See, the bankers, they understood that. They understood the money because Maya Amschel Barrow, he said, look, give me control of the nation's money and I don't care who writes his laws, man. And that's the reason why they was trying to protest Jekyll Island when they had the meeting about the Federal Reserve on Jekyll Island. Look it up. They was trying to protest it because they knew that a fiat dollar or a Federal Reserve was to basically transfer wealth from the people into the hands of the elites, man. Because a Federal Reserve banking is nothing more but a private bank, bro. That's just like me getting you. That's just like if I don't know you on the street and basically I'm saying, hey, brother, I need you to put this $100,000 up. I don't know you. What you gonna do with it? You gonna fucking run off with that shit.
Right. You know, like they're under no obligation, no nothing, man. You know, that should show you it's all a scam and a Ponzi scheme, man. That's why everything's so fucking complicated. Even taxes are complicated, man. You know?
I don't even know how they got away with that shit, bro. Like, just the fact that you're taxed, the fact that you're paying an income tax on every fucking dollar, and the fucking way it's already taxed. They got something which is called pre-tax before, you know, they take it already out and then you have your shit here. Bro, they're already taxing you on shit that's been pre-taxed already.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And these dumbass Americans, man, they don't stand up for shit. It's back in during the time when, you know, the British colonization, they had that whole that whole black tea taxing.
What was it called, the Black Tea Party?
Black Tea Party or something like that, but they were protesting and rioting and shit off of all the taxes that they were doing on different.
Boston Tea
Boston
Party,
Tea Party,
not
yeah.
Black Slocky, Boston Tea Party.
So back then, they actually stood up for shit, was trying to fight against the system. Man, these fucking peon Americans, they just rolling over taking shit, man.
Right.
Y'all simple as hell, man. When the fuck y'all gonna do something? Make y'all move, man. So this props can get moving.
Well, the thing, because see the average person here, they're how can I say it? In their mindset, they still have it. Okay, well, we're still able to live good. We're still able to go at our leisure.
Yeah.
So and dude broke it down. He said, look, if you have people that have the appearance of freedom, they will never revolt. Bread and circus, shopping, whatever you want to do. And on top of that, most Americans still are living pretty all right. They got a house, they got 2 vehicles, and a good job.
Yeah.
So in their mindset, well, we still have something to fall back on. So let us not get out of line, because if we do, we may lose a little bit that we got.
Right.
These people are through with a mindset like that because that shows a lack of integrity, man.
Yeah.
Because if you knew the truth about what was happening out here and you knew how the elites robbed you people, oh man, y'all been to burnt this shit down overnight, man.
Yeah, and it's simple, man. Because Esau knows right after he started devaluing that currency, he introduced credit, man.
Yeah.
You had mortgages going up, credit cards came out in the 70s and 80s. All right, so everybody got used to just feeling good. Now you got a house with no money down, you know? And so people forget about how they being taxed. But this nigga Esau said he's gonna overspend $2 trillion, man, every year. Now, let me ask you something, man. If I give you $1,000, if you give me $1,000, all right, and I say I'm gonna spend this money, I'm gonna pay you back, but then I go out and spend $2,000, then I come back and ask you for another $1,000, and then I spend another $2,000 again. Are you gonna keep giving me money, man? If I keep spending more than what you're loaning me out, why would you keep giving me money, man? You see? But Esau will plan to have a $1 trillion deficit, man, and Americans will just keep paying fucking taxes, man. Like the nigga is telling you he's never paying that money back, man. That should fucking tell you something, man.
He ain't got that shit.
Yeah.
You know, man, and that's how these central banks work, man. That system. They make you so indebted to them. So when it's time for the Rothschilds to make a move, they need to establish another central bank in another country, such as Iran.
Yeah.
The country that's indebted to them the most, they're gonna pay that tab. They're gonna cause that country to go to war to go get it, so they can accomplish their goals of putting a central bank there.
Wait, brother. Question. Now, outside of Iran, it's 3 countries that don't have a Rothschild central bank. I know Iran is one of them. What is the other 2, brother?
I know Libya.
Libya, okay.
Libya. That's why they killed Gaddafi.
Gaddafi, okay.
Because he was trying to establish his own, and then it's another one. I can't remember the other one.
Yeah, but it's 3 countries on the planet Earth that don't have a Rothschild central bank, and that's causing the elites a lot of discontent because of the simple fact, you know, they want to set up a central bank, because when you set up a central bank, basically they're hijacking your economy that way, and that's what happened to Venezuela, man. That's why right now inflation, like you don't even hear about that shit on the news. But basically, women in Venezuela, bad women, they're resorting to prostitution, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about women that will come over here and easily become a mistress or a wife or a lucrative, bro. They're literally selling the box, man.
Right.
Women are selling pussy for money down there, man. And that's gonna be hey, these women gonna be selling. Hey, bro, bro, these women gonna be. Bro, watch how the Lord finna break this shit down, bro. It's gonna be so cold, man.
It's gonna be commonplace.
Man, I wish mother, man, like, man, bitches gonna be selling OnlyFans on the street. Look, man, a loaf of bread. Give me 2 pennies. I just want to be with you. Whatever you want.
Yeah, that's how Esau colonizes nowadays. So he's not showing up on ships. He's showing up with the U.S. dollar. He's getting these economies hooked on this drug called the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
And that, because no other country should have anything to do with what America's doing. Like if America overspends its money, how the fuck is Venezuela's economy suffering? Because they all encroached into that dollar, man. Yeah. And before you know it, he's got CIA in your country, making sure these governments go vote the right direction. Yep. You know, that's how he's colonizing now, man. This nigga has not changed. Yeah. He ain't turned over a new leaf in the fucking civil rights era. This nigga just switched up the strategy, man. He needed you niggas pacified and docile watching Monday Night Football, eating potato chips, getting DoorDash, running up credit card debt, because you're not paying attention. This nigga's robbing the whole earth, man.
Domino's pizza. He sell your ass a pizza for $8.99, man.
And then he come back and say, look, these niggas voted for me, man. See, that's why you gonna have blood on your hands. You Israelite Americans.
Yep, and it's scary, bro, because like you said, bro, like you show up with the U.S. dollar, like, how the hell does the Venezuelan economy suffers from your debt? Like, since when is your debt my problem?
Right.
Like, that's a personal problem. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with it because you decide you want to put yourself in debt. Y'all figure that shit out, man.
Right.
You know, but that's the nature of Esau.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Go ahead, brother.
Finish. This is Revelation chapter 18.
And the scriptures are so cold because literally that one verse he read, you could literally do a whole 2-hour lesson just on this shit alone, bro.
God, but we're in the finale, man. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 18. And cried, let me read verse 17. It says, for in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster, and all the company in ships, and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off.
Hey, bro, out there in what do they call the Suez Canal, I believe. Yeah. I believe that because it's such a tight chain, you have what they call the bottleneck supply. But see, that's why Esau wants to go down there in Gaza. He wants to open up that region because the dude broke it down. He said like the flow, like I believe like the flow of the river, the ocean.
Yeah, the
Ben
Gurion
Project. Yeah, it goes in one way. So you got to get in there and get in and get out, because if it goes back the other way, then it's like a waiting game, and they're losing billions of dollars on that shit. But we found out that one guy or one particular person of an owner of a vessel, he paid $4.4 billion just to get his vessel to move to the front of the line, just so he can unload his shit, man.
Yeah. And that's a problem for those small hats over there.
I thought it was
Because
outside, man.
the country Egypt, man, they racked in $8 billion in fees, man, just controlling that strait, man. You see? And like 20% of the global GDP goes right through that strait, man.
Yeah.
All kind of oil and shipments. When that shit clogged up a couple of years ago, the whole world felt that, man. You saw the ships lined up out in the Pacific, man. All because that little one blockage got clogged up. So now the small hats are trying to cut their own channel right off the Gaza Strip.
Yep.
You see, they want to be across from the Egyptian border so they can rake in their own funnel, man.
Yep.
But they're never gonna replicate how King Solomon had it, man, ever.
No.
Because the Lord is not dealing with y'all. You see?
Well, fucking Esau, he named it the Middle East, man. So
Yeah.
just for purposes like that, so he could have control over the region.
It says, verse 18, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness.
They're made rich. A lot of these countries like China was made rich off of America, man. All these heathen nations were made extremely rich off of this place. So you're going to have a lot of countries that are actually going to be weeping and wailing and crying because they pockets about to get hit, man. All these heathen nations, they profited off of our slavery. All this free labor, and we established all this shit came up. You got all these different walks of life and people and ethnicities over here in Babylon the Great. You got all these Chinese people that come over here, they set up all these restaurants, these nail salons, they own all that shit. You got all these Ishmaelites and Elamites that come over here, they got all the damn gas stations,
Yeah.
you know? And notice how they got a lot of businesses right there in Jake's Hood, man.
Yeah.
And they'll never go down. Them liquor stores will never go out of business,
Right.
you know? They own all that shit, man.
Yeah, kind of. And a lot of these merchants, man, they got so much money off of America. America's so fucking stupid. He hollowed out all the manufacturers over there in China, India, Indonesia. That's how they're emerging. That's how they became emerging markets, man.
Yeah, we
Because
outsource everything.
Yeah, because Esau's like, well, fuck America. I'm gonna go get this labor for the cheap, you know. And now America doesn't produce anything, man. Now all you have is a service economy. Everything is fucking Starbucks and menial bullshit, man. Spas and shit.
That's why he did a disservice to the American people. When you directly outsource shit, you take away the wealth from your own nation. Because let's just say if Ford actually manufactured their own parts here in America and actually had good quality parts, you know how, bro, their economy would thrive just off that. Because
Right.
you wouldn't have to go through the middleman and get some bunch of bullshit that's gonna break in 2 months.
Right, right.
You damn dummy.
And that's so fucking stupid,
So
man.
stupid.
And then you're talking shit to your enemies or China, making them your enemy when they manufacture 70% of this shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it says that they that were at peace with thee have laid a wound underneath thee, man.
But I'm gonna get that real quick.
You see?
Obadiah.
Because you cut all of these deals with the US dollar thinking you're putting some witchcraft on them. But that shit's gonna backfire, man.
That's right.
You know?
Well, this is the book of Obadiah 1, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 4. It says, "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nets among the stars, thence would I bring thee down, says the Lord, man. And if these came to thee, if robbers by day, by night, how art thou cut off?" It says, "Would they have not stolen till they've had enough? And if gate gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes?"
Yeah. Because look at this guy, man. He'll have a place like McDonald's, they'll be making billions and billions of dollars of profit. And what will they do? They'll figure out a way to squeeze out the little man and get even more money out of him.
Yep.
But they got to make money for the next quarter. He's not thinking about the fallout of the economy, how people can live. He's not thinking about none of that, man. He's constantly cutting corners and trying to kind of make a bag off of everything, man.
Well, this senator was cursing Biden ass. I think like one of the senators of like Louisiana or some shit. He was cursing Biden. He was like his call was on the average American over $800 some a month extra, which is over $9,000 a year. He said that means that they got to cough up another $9,000 a year that they don't have in order to make ends meet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's just like literally like when you ask yourself, where are you getting all this money to make shit happen? You figure it out, but you put yourself in debt. Because if you got to take this account to pay that credit card bill, now you got to pay that back. Now you got to wait and go and take out a payday loan, and that's like a 300% fucking interest rate. So you get a payday loan for $500, you got to pay them niggas $3 back,
Right.
and now you got to try to rob Peter to pay Paul. It's just like a never-ending cycle of debt, man.
Yeah. So they call it the pit, man.
Yeah.
You really in a pit, trapped in a rat race, man.
Yeah.
There is no working hard and doing the right thing in America and coming up, man.
Nah.
You have to be a grimy nigga and do some fucked up shit if you really want to come up, man.
Yeah.
This is why we don't trust a lot of you fucking celebrities, man.
Yeah.
A lot of you niggas that pop up with a bunch of money, you niggas that drive Maybachs, we don't fucking trust you niggas, man. We know that shit don't just fucking pop up unless you've done something wicked, man. The Lord can bless you, you know. But more than likely, you niggas took a bag, man.
Well, like that fucking what's that bitch name? Jennifer Hudson. She had to have family sacrifice. I remember it was on the news. They stayed down the street from my grandmother and this shit in Chicago at the time, and it was on the news that I think like a brother or somebody else in our family, motherfucker got put down.
Yeah.
Find out that they do ritualistic sacrifice. All you niggas in the celebrity world, you've done sacrifices, man.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why a lot of you guys are coming out saying like Kanye broke it down. You got this low life bitch, fucking Cardi B, saying that she want to be unalive now. Why you want to be unalive now, man? After you didn't partook in so many goddamn orgies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you want to have a conscience. You should have thought about that before you let the so-called white man use you to poison our people with that madness you putting out.
Right.
You simple ass niggas, man.
Right.
Hey, what have this devil ever offered you niggas, man? Okay? All because he give you a nice so-called salary at the end of a year. You niggas sell your soul, you turn your back on your how about you, how shot. And we speaking a lot of you clowns that call yourselves Israelites, man. A lot of you guys took that bag.
Yeah.
All you 501c3 niggas in Israel, the Most High is gonna destroy you, man.
Yeah.
Because we're in the scriptures that say that we had to set up a government entity in order to keep the money, man.
Right.
The Lord said, freely receive, freely give, man.
Yeah.
He ain't say go and set up no goddamn tax exemption, man. Hey, you get a bunch of brothers, man. Y'all come up with the administration and y'all keep it among yourselves.
Right.
You know?
That's right, man.
I was watching this comedy skit last night. That dude that's from Kansas City, Funny Marco, he was interviewing Chris Brown, and he asked Chris Brown a question. He's like, you know, what would you have to say about people that's trying to make it to get to a level where you're at? He said it's not as easy as it was when I first got in. He mentioned subliminally. He said now you got to go through different rooms to make it.
Yeah.
What's he hitting on there? You know.
Right.
That's that sacrificing type stuff. You gotta do a lot of things to children.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you gotta allow them to do a lot of things to you, bend you over,
Uh-huh.
and you gotta do it on a regular basis every year, man.
Yeah.
And you gotta pledge your allegiance. These celebrities, man, they want out of that shit, man.
Right. I believe even Esau's on. That's why I love that movie, man. That scene in Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
Because that basically showed you, man. He brought this motherfucker into a Mason lodge. They showed it, man. That represents there's a barrier, a line of sacrifice you gotta be willing to do if you want to make it to the next level, man. All of these Edomites that are paid or juiced in, it's up to a certain level, man. Then you got to do something fucked up.
Yeah.
Because that dude that played DiCaprio, he was just a low-level fucking Edomite, man. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. But his uncle was juiced in. He's like, look, you want to get this land? That's how they got everything, man.
Yeah.
You had to sign and shake hands with the devil if you want to level up, man. There's a barrier to entry, man. You know?
And that's how it is. That's how it is in the society, man. You know?
Yeah.
Up the ladder.
Right. Because all these people, they sacrifice people to get there, man. You know, that's the difference between a cracker walking around here in a suit and the motherfuckers over there in Independence, man. You know, they shook hands with the right Amalekites or in the right hierarchy, and they're in there, man. And you have to be a wicked individual to come up in this society, man. All of the land is stolen, how they got the land, it's all fucked up, man. You know?
Well, it's about who you know. You know the right people, then you can do whatever the hell you want to do, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you know the right people in the city, like you think Amalek that owned downtown KC, you think he got immunity from shit, bro. He ain't going to jail. He ain't paying no taxes, man.
Yeah.
He ain't eating at no goddamn fucking Chick-fil-A. I mean, you know what he may do? You know, because I know there's a lot of them Edomites love that shit, but he ain't down here partaking with you people, man.
Right,
He
right.
ain't gonna pay. He ain't gonna stand at Hampton Inn.
Right.
I mean, like, this for low-level people. Like, yeah, charge them niggas a badge to get in there and run me my money.
Right.
Because believe it or not, like, this whole strip, even though the city owns this, but these businesses are privately owned, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta pay the big man in order to operate here. Like, prime example, like if y'all have a brother seen like a shopping mall center, like storefronts, you may have a barbershop, you may have a spa, you know, you may have like a food place, and they all have to pay rent to the man that owned the whole goddamn property, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so it's a shakedown thing.
Right. That's how they built the city of New York. They got something called ground leases.
Ground lease.
Other people come in and spend money to build up the high rises and stuff.
Yep.
But the grounds never change hands. It's always owned by the same people, man. It's old money, and they control the actual land itself, and that's how they charge you the rent, man.
Yep.
You know, you pay and rent out to sublet it to other people and make your money off there. But the Amalekites, they own the actual land and lease it out, man.
That's why
they
you
got
can't buy.
Silverstein.
That's why you can't buy deeds to it. That's why
Yeah.
owning a house. Only thing that's beneficial about owning a house is the equity you can get out of it. Other than that, owning a house is no different than renting because you don't own the land.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't pay that tax when you come and snatch that shit.
Yeah. Esau raised the property taxes to 10 bands a month. Guess what?
You out of here.
That's right. Got a precept.
Go ahead, brother.
Look at Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 19. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed.
Man, bro, I can't wait, man. I can't wait till the economy collapses. They're talking about the first quarter of next year. Hey, America is going to see a recession. We already in recession, man.
Yeah, they lying about it.
Yeah. We already in a recession. You mean an economic collapse, a global collapse? Because when the U.S. dollar collapses, that's when the whole world is gonna be plunged into utter chaos. Like, y'all think that the shit that's going on now in the world is chaotic? Wait till this dollar collapse, man. It's basically gonna be a free fall. Okay, who's next to come and get in the vacuum, the power vacuum? And this shit needs to collapse, man. All right, because hey, you fucking people, man. You people, what purpose you serve, man? And these motherfuckers will still be going to work while missiles are flying over their goddamn country, man. Well, I gotta go to work. Here you are, missiles getting shot, niggas still on the goddamn clock, man.
Yeah, Esau got y'all motherfuckers, man. Short attention spans, TikTok. They just so fucking everything. These people just don't give a fuck, man.
Nah.
This is vexing to look on you people, man. You know?
It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of wrath of Yahweh.
And that's wicked as hell. Like, that's like, I'm gonna change the subject back, but like when people smoke cigarettes outside, that shows how poignant it is. You can smell it out. Like, air's supposed to dissipate shit. How the hell we smelling your smoke, man? That's another thing. People are smoking that shit, and they clearly tell you that smoking is known to cause cancer.
Yeah.
But yeah, he sells the shit, and he puts nicotine in it, so it becomes addictive, and you can fucking kill yourself, man.
Right.
Like, bro, in Chicago, every year they go up on cigarettes, bro. The taxes on it.
Yeah.
The average pack of Newports in Chicago is $15 a pack, and niggas are still buying that shit.
Wow.
Like, I remember, bro, like years ago when I used to be at my grandmother's crib, and my auntie and them, like, they were some heavy smokers, bro, like heavy smokers. Probably why Jake is all fucked up now, but literally, they was like, they used to have to go across the border to Indiana to go get them big ass cartons of cigarettes, bro. I mean, they come in with big cartons of cigarettes, man. And if they ain't selling them, they smoking all that shit. Like, my grandmother, bro, she was literally going through 2 packs of squares a day.
Man.
I said, if you ever add up how much money you spend on cigarettes and you accumulate it to how much money you can have to get yourself out of somewhat of debt, then you can see you spending too much money on this shit.
Right.
How the hell you make $45,000 a year, but your cigarette expense is $30,000 a year, man? Like, what are you doing?
Right. It's an addiction, man.
That money, man.
Yeah.
It says, their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. Okay, so they're not going to be satisfied by it. You got all these people trying to rush to get the bag and save some money up. You know, this get rich quick stuff going on. It's not going to save you in the day that's to come, man. It's not going to help you with nothing.
No.
Because all your money that you got in your bank, imagine one day that shit is becomes zero. You
Right,
can't
right.
use it, man.
Right.
Or you're gonna need the Imagine you're gonna need $200 for one loaf of bread, and you're used to paying $3 for it.
Yeah.
It's gonna become $200. How the fuck you gonna be able to afford that, man?
Shit, a lot of you women, man, even if y'all can't afford it, you're gonna have to fight a big nigga in Walmart over a case of water. You know? So even if you want to pay $200 for a bottle of water, man, that's the last case of water on the shelf. You gonna have to fight somebody for it, man. That's why the scripture say that silver ain't gonna be able to deliver you.
Right, man. Even the concept of bottled water, man. I remember when that shit first started. You should not even have to purchase water in a bottle. This shit's so fucking tainted and poisoned, man. You can't even drink out the tap safely no more.
Yeah.
Because of the chlorine. You see, they monopolized that shit too. Now everybody gotta pay for fucking water. You're already paying for water in your water bill, man. You should be able to drink out the tap.
And you know what y'all paying for? The taxes, bro. You're paying for the toxicity to put this shit in the bottle, bro. The water is like, he's charging you for the water, but he's really charging you for this bullshit ass plastic, man.
Right.
Like
right.
In Chicago, bro, they have what they call a bag tax. Now you go through checkout, they add in a 15 to 25 cent tax on a bag, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to Aldi's, you got to pay for bags and shit. But now when you go to regular, well, not Walmart, but places like Cub Foods or Ultra Foods, which are some of the supply chains they have out there, now they have what they call a bag tax. So every bag you got to pay on that shit.
Yeah.
As the citizens of Chicago, like it is as if they're not broke enough, man.
That's so demonic, bro, what this nigga's doing, bro.
War taxes, man.
You fuck the tap water up so bad people want to buy bottled waters. And then you know what the nigga start doing? He start bottling tap water, man.
Right. Yep,
So he's charging you to bottle the shit that you was trying to get away from, man.
Right. Purified water, that's tap water, man. That's tap water. It's not real. You need to pay for them to go collect it from a spring, which should be free and available to everybody, man.
Right.
Yeah, you drink that purified shit, you better put some baking soda, you better boil that shit, man.
Right. I was thinking about that a while ago, man. I used to get them Nestle waters for like $1.50 for a whole pack, man. I'm like,
Dasani? Oh, that shit's terrible.
I used to think about, like, man, how this shit that cheap, man? Usually this shit ain't that cheap. Like, something's got to be. This ain't no spring water, man. It costs way more labor to go to an actual spring and get it out of there and bottle it. You know, but come to find out, this nigga just bottling tap water,
They
man.
fill that shit up in the bathroom right here, call it water, bro. You put like little chemicals in it,
Yeah.
stop that shit from turning brown and murky, and
Yep.
it's trash, bro.
Even that stuff that you buy, you gotta be careful of the alkaline water.
Yeah.
All they do with that, man, you know how you make your alkaline water? You put some baking soda in it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. So you go in the store, you think you're buying a high quality level water. All they did is get a $1 box of baking soda, sprinkle a little bit in that bottle, and seal it up. Now you got pH 9.5 alkaline water.
Yeah.
Selling that shit like it's something nice.
Right. If you see bicarbonate on the back, that's basically baking soda, man. Some stuff like Fiji is a little bit better, but they still put the shit in plastic. You know?
Bro, if this came in a glass bottle, it'll be so much better, bro.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I'm drinking this water right here, bro. This is Fiji water is what, like 8.4?
Like 70 something, almost 8.
Really? I thought it was higher than that, the pH on this shit. Yeah, but hey, that's the spirit. It says right here, Earth's finest water, it goes to bicarbonate, which is 152 milligrams, man. Okay, the pH is 7.7. They put calcium and magnesium in it. Okay, that's good. You can put that shit in your own water, but what's the point when they put it in the fucking plastic, man?
Right.
The water is good, but it's like, this does away with all the benefits. So it's just like you still getting poisoned.
Right.
You know when you drink out of this shit, they got what they call forever chemicals, man.
Yeah.
This shit ain't getting out your body, man.
That's why they got to label it.
Check your eyes be all puffy and shit, man. Like, you be dying, bro.
Right. Man, that's why everything in this society is all upside down.
And
That's
you
why
need the shit because you need it. You need some type
Yeah.
of form of hydration in this fucking place, man.
Like I drink that shit, but then I gotta take a shower. I ain't gonna fucking shower in fucking Fiji water. You know, your skin is the biggest organ in your body, man. You know, so it's like you do what you can. You got the means to do it, but it's like
skating
ultimately you just
uphill.
need prayer, man.
Yeah, it's really like the scriptures say, as the traveling uphill is to the feet of the age, it's literally you're traveling uphill, man.
Yeah.
With ice skates on. Saying, I'm gonna make it to the mountain, you keep sliding down. You may get a couple of feet and then you slide back down.
Yeah.
Right, man. That's why when Dr. Sebi had that village, Usaw village, you know, the water that they get there, it comes from like a volcano, a spring.
Yeah.
And he said I believe on the show, I think he said the pH is like 9.8. So So they get there and they have to take a bath in it and they drink that water. And that alone started healing them. That's how bad we got it here, man. In order to get decent water, you got to get a water softener to put in the fucking crib.
But if you drink that shit, give me that in Jeremiah when it says that I think it's 12:9 when it goes into wormwood. And we go back to that Revelation 18. But like even then, when you take a bath in that particular water, because you know volcanic ash, it purifies water, right? So even if you was to drink that water and you took a bath in it, you get sick as a dog first. Because like when you heal, your body really breaks down to the point of death where it can build back up. Your cells have to repair themselves. So oftentimes when you feel like you're getting extremely sick, if you ain't dying, your body is repairing itself, man. So like when you drink pure water, most people, if they drunk 100% pure water over here, they will drop dead because their bodies are so toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to work at this coal plant where they manufacture electricity through cold and fresh and purified water. Pure water, man. And the guy asked me a question. He was like, you know what kind of water that is? I said, yeah, that's pure water because they're manufacturing electricity and coal. And then he was like, do you know what will happen to you if you drink that? I said, I will probably die because it's too pure for my system. He said, you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? But the water was so fucking pure, bro. I was like, wow. Well, surely they got access to this shit.
Yeah. My job, I found that out. Them big giant barrel tanks.
Yeah.
When you go to like a power plant, they call it demon water.
Yeah.
But it's demon is short for demineralized water, which is
Yeah.
bitch. They basically clean it. They clean the fuck out of it. It's pure water basically, and they use it as a byproduct of pulling off power plants, man.
Yep.
So they got the ability to make the shit. Meanwhile, you got all these power plants around, and the Missouri River just look like fucking
death.
mud, man. You know.
I got that precept.
Go ahead, brother.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 15. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will feed them, even this people, with wormwood, and give them water of gall to drink.
Yeah, when you go into wormwood, it goes into bitterness, man. Like underneath these ground, like here in Kansas City, they got this 25-year system they have in place, and this is the reason why they're building up. You see a lot of construction on these pipes. They're trying to separate storm water from sewer water because the systems been back like in the 30s, they didn't really understand the concept of merging everything, you know what I'm saying? So they was all part of one system. So basically the water that you're drinking and that you shower in is really shit water. They just recycle it from these particular plants that you would like. You ever been over the front street city bridge? Like when you go 435, you know what Rosa Front is that? Yeah, and it smell like shit over that bridge. That's basically like a water reclamation plant for the city. What they do there, and they got something that's called grit channels. It's for the sludge, bio, whatever nastiness that comes out of a toilet stool or sewer. It all goes to this big pit called a grit channel. What they do is, the city, they got these big hydro colliders. They drain the water, and it's nothing but sand and sludge and shit. They have crews to go down there and vacuum all that shit up and clean it out. I know it because I've done the work. Yeah. That's why they pay them guys a lot of money to do that, because that's a very dangerous job. In fact, I think that kind of caused to a lot of the shit I was, like the respiratory shit I was going through. But basically, long story short, they take the water and they recycle it back through the system. They clean it out and they push it back through like a system and dumps it out to the ponds and streams. And that's the shit that you're getting out of your tap.
I got a storm drain let off behind my crib. It looked like a pond, but it's like basically like it's like a reservoir.
Yeah.
Storm water.
Yep, because they're recycling everything. And the scary part about that is, bro, like, if you take up tap water, if you get tap water, and I know this because I've done a foot detox in this shit. Now, they have what they call like these silver iodine particles. Basically, when silver is like conducive, when you hook it onto like a particular, it's like a current almost. So when you put the silver in the water, it forms bubbles because it's conducive. Over time, that tap water, you will see the true nature of it. It turns brown and gritty, but it's designed to pour toxins out of your body and it heals you. But the water itself is straight poison because the silver conducive shows you the impurities in the water, and that's why it turns murky. It's scary, and that's the shit that we're taking a bath in.
Right.
They just have a lot of bleaches and a lot of chemicals to keep it clear.
Right. Yeah.
But that's why sometimes, like, have you ever took a shower and sometimes you felt dry and sometimes your skin felt extra oily?
Yeah. Like residue on your skin.
Yeah, it's because the bleaches and shit they putting in there, man. Yeah, it ain't clean water.
Shit, man. Well, this is the valley of the shadow of death, man.
Read that again, bro.
Jeremiah 9 verse 15. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will feed them, even this people, with wormwood, and give them water of gall to drink.
Right, man. God, and that poison, we being poisoned here, man. This is why everybody got ADHD. That's why people got learning disabilities, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got several addictions because of the motherfucking shit that's in the water and the food, man.
Autism.
Yeah, autism, like, hey, the American people are literally sick, man. Most of you got people that suffer from IBS. I'm talking about athletes. How the hell are you a top level athlete and you could pay to get your food made and the best shit, but yet you suffer from irritable bowel syndrome, man? You know what IBS comes from? It comes from not being able to digest your food properly, man, because of all the fucking chemicals in your body.
Yeah.
Like, you got shit that just fermented in your gut from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And wonder why you all obese and then you have gallbladder issues. Your fucking kidneys back up on you. Your
Right.
pancreas is damaged.
Yeah.
You gotta get the hell out of here, man.
Yeah. Eventually your gut starts to leak. The stuff that's supposed to go out of you, it starts to leak out of the blood barrier into your bloodstream, man.
Yep.
Things that's supposed to be digested, it starts leaking out because your gut has been sitting in your gut for so damn long.
It's called leaky gut syndrome.
Yeah.
When all the chemicals and shit, it gets into the bloodstream, then you get sick. And you know what patches that up? They got something which is called marshmallow root and slippery elm bark. It goes through and it patches up the gut. It's like a coat that goes in and it laminates. It's almost like a polyurethane they use on well, that's not what it is, but it's like a coat to smooth everything back out and patch the gut back up.
Membrane, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Lord, cold, man. All the diseases that this man, hey, the Lord already got the herb for it.
Yep.
You know?
Precept.
Because one little testimony real quick. I was suffering from that shit, leaky gut, bro. Like, I'm like, where the fuck did it come from? Brother, like, look, you gotta take this and take that, because y'all remember when I was suffering from that GERD and shit?
Yeah.
When I couldn't eat, I was like, what the fuck going on? And I took, bro, like a couple weeks of that slippery elm bark. Everything repaired itself, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow.
Right.
But Jake was through out here, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You should make that shit illegal though.
Yeah.
You know, everything else is fucking legal. Poison is legal, man. You know, fentanyl is FDA approved. You know, but you say one thing on YouTube, or you're not a doctor, or you can't say that. You know.
Yeah, it's not even really allowed to talk about herbs for healing on YouTube. They'll take a video of it.
Right. We got videos taken down. This brother, I said, we just talking about herbs and apples and oranges and teas. Oh, that's medical disinformation. But wait a minute, you go to the doctor tell you that drink tea. Doctor even tell you like there's nothing we can give you for the common cold. Just take some soup and some tea, you'll be all right. Because doctors understand the concept that immune system is very well needed. See, they have what they call petroleum-based medicines, which they put in place of holistic medicine, man. Doctors know that. My own doctor, yes, I went to him to get approved for MRI. He told me, he said straightforward, he said, a man your age, he said, we wouldn't want to put you on medication anyway because food should be your medicine. This is a doctor that's saying that shit. So I'm like, if you know that, then they got to know the right way. Because most doctors in the United States, before they become doctors, they had to study natural remedies in order to know how to heal.
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to tell you that shit.
Right.
Because a doctor can cure you just like that, bro. He's designed and trained to take a disease out of your body and make you whole again, but it does not benefit Big Pharma. And they would get disbanded. They would get fucking killed if they bring out that information, man.
Yeah, I remember as a kid we had a cold, they always used to prescribe cough syrup and Tylenol. Now, all of a sudden, they telling you can take honey.
Yeah.
And as a testimony, I have an infant, and he got sick. He had a high fever. All I did is I took a pure jar honey, like expensive honey, and I filled it up with chopped onions and garlic.
Yep.
Packed it all the way to the top, and then poured the honey and let it, mix it up. Let it sit all day, man. And the honey started turning to liquid, and it absorbed all the properties of the red onion and the garlic. I gave him a little bit of that in this bottle, man. That shit was gone in like a day.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can try that.
I got some honey, bro. I got some in the refrigerator, bro. I got some garlic marinated honey. I take a clove at night, man, and wake
That
up.
shit knocked down everything, man. It's cough stop and everything, man.
Right.
Everybody been taking that shit because it's cold season.
Yeah.
You can do that, man. You can make your own cough syrup. It's very simple.
Right.
Buy a jar of honey in a glass jar. Buy you another separate jar to pour it in.
Right.
Chop up red onions, slice them up, the organic red onions and some garlic.
Yeah.
Chop it up, man. And fill the jar up with both of them. And just pour the honey all over everything.
Yeah.
You actually cost somewhere like 8 hours.
I ain't gonna cap, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, when I was a kid, it was one thing I did look forward to. I think it's like when you get like an ear infection. It was something that was like this peak medicine they prescribe you. You gotta put that shit in the refrigerator. It tastes like bubble gum.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They give it to kids and shit.
Bismol?
Nah, not that. Nah, it tastes literally like, it's just like Pepto-Bismol, but it's like a colder version. You put it in the refrigerator, man.
Yeah.
What's up, you dog? Like, we couldn't wait to drink that shit. We got sick.
But you see, you can't patent a herb, you can't patent a fruit or a vegetable. You see, that's what the whole bag is, man.
Yeah.
Esau can only patent it if he's made an edit to the Most High's creation.
Right.
So he'll have a plant, and what he'll do is he'll pull magnesium citrate out of the plant. And once he pulls it out of the plant, put it in the pill form, now he can patent that, and now he can sell it. And so he banned the actual herb from being medical, but he has a license to sell you his version of it.
Right.
You walk into CVS and Walgreens and all that shit on the counter, those are all herbs, man, that Esau's edited. He's put his own spin on it so he can patent and make money off of it, man. You see?
A precept. This is the book of Job 13, and I'm gonna start at verses 4. It says, "But ye are all forgers of lies." It says, "Ye are physicians of no value," man. Okay, when you go into the word forger or doctor, it goes to falsify. Because when you're forging something, that means it's false. Like, they can lock you up for forging somebody else's signature and call it fraud, man.
Right.
You doctors are a bunch of goddamn frauds, man.
Yeah.
Okay, you being paid by this government and by these elites in order to bring out your Frankenstein medicines, man.
Yeah,
You know, like the average person, they give you 3 or 4 pills just to wean yourself off a disease, which is gonna cause 3 more diseases that you need 10 pills for.
Right.
Like, who the hell wants to take fucking pills and insulin shots every goddamn day of their life, man? You know?
Yeah. You got a whole cabinet full of medicine. You had one illness starting off. That one illness had so many side effects.
Man, this nigga trying to prescribe you Ritalin for a sore throat.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Fucking demon. We saw it in the movie, man. Nigga had the melancholy, depression.
Yeah.
Nigga say, I'm prescribe you some whiskey, man.
Gave his ass a bottle of whiskey, bro.
Gave his ass- and Gad got fucked up off of that, man. You know? But he was a doctor, though. You know? That's how the devil gets down, man.
That's right.
You know?
This is Ecclesiastes 38:4. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
That's right, medicines, man. Herbs, man. Okay? That's that's what you're supposed to be dealing with, the herbal medicines. Now, of course, you may have time that you may have to go to the emergency room when you that fucked up. But overall, man, you brothers should be incorporating them herbs in your diets, man. Incorporating what they call digestive enzymes in your foods, man. Because the foods that you have here, they don't have any digestive enzymes in them. They're being stripped of it. Like, you got what they call white fucking flour, bro. You know what flour is? Do you know what white flour is? Do you know the shit they put in it? It's basically being stripped of all this, of its minerals, of its grains, and it's this fucking bleach, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they fry chicken in that shit. Like, when you go to places like Jay's Chicken and like Harold's Chicken, as good as it is, they're frying that shit in white flour, man.
Right.
You know? They got something which is called, you got wheat flour, you got germ, you got what they call wheat germ, and it's another flour they got, man, that I've been using lately. I can't recall the name. But stay away from that white flour, brothers, man. Stay
Yeah.
away from white sugar. You know, if you're gonna do sugar, do like organic sugar, do like brown sugar or something like that. But stay away from anything that's white.
Yeah.
White bread, white flour,
Right.
fucking canola oil, goddamn vegetable oil. Stay away from that shit, man.
Yeah. There's no nutrients in that flour, man. He just wants the texture. He wants you to have that crunch. And you got that crunch and that taste.
Yeah.
That's all he know. He don't. The average nigga don't care about nutrients, man.
Nah.
And Esau knows that.
Care about taste.
You know.
Yeah.
And so what does he do? He cuts corners. You got a bag of. It's not even food, man. It's a bag of white powder. You know.
No name on it.
That you can fry shit in. Same with that canola oil, man. Ain't no nutrients in canola oil, man.
Well, it burns too quick, and they even tell you that, hey, you're not supposed to consume it when it goes over a certain degree. But in order for you to cook the shit, it got to be over 300 degrees.
Right.
So he's telling you, right, why you think the shit burns quick? Like, y'all ever cook chicken in the same grease more than once if like the house finna catch on fire?
Yeah.
Shit be smoky, your eyes be burning.
Right.
Yeah, if you cook it with any type of oil, the ones that withstand high temperatures, such as searing steak, frying stuff, you're supposed to use grapeseed oil or
Right.
avocado oil
Right.
or walnut oil. Those oils have high temp to where it won't burn.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to even cook with olive oil. That's supposed to be used as a dressing. You shouldn't be heating that up.
Yeah.
Cooking with that.
Olive oil is a low heat oil. Yeah.
Yup.
I got another precept.
Go ahead, bro.
It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 4, verse verse. Let's see here.
Started
I started
8. Started 8.
8. Okay. Says, and behold, I will lay bands upon thee, and thou shalt not turn thee from one side to another, till thou hast ended the days of thy siege.
Right, and when you go into the siege, really, the Most High was prophesying to Ezekiel the times we live in here, man. See, the Most High had the men of the Lord to act out certain things as a representation as to what he was going to put us through. Like when Hosea had to marry, Hosea and Gomer. Gomer was basically a prostitute, man. And he had to take a wife out of harlotry to show you how Israel played the whore. Okay? And that's why the Most High had Isaiah to walk around 3 years butt-ass naked, which represent Israel being in the deprived state of the wisdom of the Most High, man. Because Jacob's naked out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, this is talking about the time we in now. Go ahead.
It says, verse 9, take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof, according to the number of days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof.
Right, man. And when you go into 390 days, remember when the scriptures say that I will raise thee up in the third day. Okay, that goes into the season, this period we in now, man, in the land of our captivity. You know, we're literally eating fucking madness. Like right now, he's on a bus stop with a piece in his hand. You think that's real peace? Now the shit may be good as hell.
Right.
Because, hey, you know, Kansas City got some decent pizza spots out here. I will admit that. But overall, it's not really food, man.
Yeah. It's all dyes and created synthetic starches.
Yeah.
And shit you can't pronounce in there, man. But it tastes like food. You know. But this shit, bro. We gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Because you really be like, damn, looking forward to the shit. You like, I'm in the mood for some basically some demonic, wicked ass food, man.
Bro.
Like we don't even know what it's like to have good, real food that's wholesome, that's gonna nurture you, man. That's gonna give you energy, that's gonna heal you. You know, this food is putting your ass damn near back into the hospital, man.
And it's got worse. The quality of the food has gotten worse, man.
You know,
the quality of the food has gotten worse. I remember even back in the early 90s, you could go to get a hamburger from McDonald's and be somewhat okay, even though it was poison. But even then, they showed you back in the 70s and 80s like a real hamburger. Man, like McDonald's was probably 50, 60 years ago when it started out from those two men that Esau ripped off their company. He sold the patent on it and basically paid them a couple of mil. Esau made a killing off that shit. But that hamburger that they created back in the 40s and 50s is a different hamburger from the day.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You had real beef back then. You was able to get nutrients out of a McDonald's hamburger. Now you don't know what the hell. Your ass could be eating a fucking tire with ketchup and mustard on it, man.
Yeah, calm. They said that about the chickens too, man. The average chicken back in the 40s was like 2.5, 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Now the motherfuckers on average 5 pounds, man.
Chickens are fat as hell, bro.
They got hopped up on antibiotics, you know.
You got a chicken walking around like a full-grown human, man.
And the thing is, it's all like, it's a lot of water weight too, man. So you're not even getting all that extra protein. And just the muscle just holds more water. So he's charging you by the weight though. He's charging you by the ounce.
That's right, man. If you go to buy chickens, you know, because I raise chickens, I would learn about meat birds, man.
Right.
And meat birds, hey, if you buy them as chicks, you have to slaughter them within like, I think 6 or 8 weeks. If you don't, they're gonna oversize so big that their hearts will fail them and they'll die. They can become up to 20 damn pounds of fucking chicken, man. You know, so what are they doing to these fucking birds to cause them to grow this abnormally? To you gotta kill them.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna die on their own and it's gonna be a waste.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy, man. And in 6 weeks, that's, you know how fast that is? That's like
That's
a month and a half,
weeks,
man.
yeah.
Right.
You gotta slaughter it within that. You're gonna have this big ass fucking bird falling over and shit.
Right. because the hormones in them makes their muscles grow faster than their heart can grow.
Chickens are already fat.
You know?
Right, God.
Like your heart is supposed to dictate how much blood you can pump through all of your vessels, man.
Yeah.
Well, you got an extra chemical in there jacking up all of your muscles. Your heart has not caught up to it, man.
That's like HGH on top of more steroids on top of
Yeah.
That's like literally pumping the serum in your body. Your heart gonna explode, man.
Right. That's why you see a chicken walk around, take a 5 or 6 steps, and just
Motherfucker's
it's gotta
gassed
flop
out.
down, man.
Yeah, he gassed out. Motherfucker breathe.
Like fuck.
Bro, you know that shit is all when your fucking chickens and your dogs are breathing like human beings, bro.
Yeah.
Dogs out of breath.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
bro,
that form Vegeta took, man, when he went in the hyperbolic time chamber. That nigga brolic, man. Nigga like, I'm too fucking big, man.
Yeah. He couldn't move. Hey, so fuck this ass up. Yeah.
You know? Fucking double, man.
Boys moving that though.
It says Ezekiel chapter 4, verse, I'll read that verse 9 again. It says, take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof, according to the number of the days thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof. See, now this part of the scripture is also twofold. It's edifying. It shows you how to go into food preservation. Okay? There's something that you can make called hardtack with just a simple flour and making bread in your home. And all it is, you mix the flour and water together, you bake it, and it gets hard, and you keep baking it in a repetitive process. Once you get all the moisture out of it, and you got a little salt that's in it, that shit will last you decades, man. And you put it in a plastic bag. So this one, it says how many days? It says,
Still want that 11 bread, brother. Man,
oh, come on, I gotta get you some bread. It says, thou shalt lie upon thy side 390 days shalt thou eat thereof. So everything he told him to set aside in the store is gonna last 390 days, man. That's over a year.
Well, and he told him to do that because the representation of it was that we wasn't going to have it was going to be scarce, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures say that, the staff of bread at Judah should be broken. So when they shut down supermarkets, man, it's going to be murder she wrote because the average person don't really know how to grow food, man. You know, you're not even sitting on an acre of land in your backyard to really have a real garden that's going to sustain you, bro. Because I did the math. The average person, every human being on the planet Earth can have 4.5 acres of land apiece. This is over 8 billion people, bro. Meaning that this is enough land on the planet Earth for all of us to eat, bro. You know how much 4 acres of land is, bro?
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking land. You can build 2 or 3 houses on 1 acre.
Yeah.
So just imagine you have another acre. That could just be your food, your livestock. 4 acres, you can do a lot.
Yeah, kind.
And this man wanna subjugate you to a lot of land, bro. A
Right.
parking lot, man.
Right. That shit piss you off, man. You
Bro.
took all this land and you shit with it, bro.
Look, hey, drive from let's say drive from New York and come west. How much land that's without people, bro? Like the farms and shit. You look at it like, wait a minute, man. How are we overpopulated and literally majority of the United States is uninhabited, man? Because it's mainly farm.
Right.
Bro, from here to Nebraska alone is probably over hundreds of thousands of acres that literally you can fit a whole goddamn city out there.
Yeah.
But yet this nigga want to create 2 light. He want to create 3 light. He want to create hotels that we stacked on top of each other, man. For
Right.
fucking corporate greed.
Right.
I gotta live next to a nigga that's smoking weed and popping his woman, but yet all this land out there. You shouldn't even be able to go outside the house and hear your neighbors or see them, let alone see them.
Right.
Like in the ancient world, bro, like if you had a plot of land, you wouldn't see your neighbors for fucking miles, man. But yet I gotta go downstairs and I can hear the niggas smoking weed or playing Xbox or some shit, arguing like it's this one simp ass nigga that lived downstairs. He argued with his bitch 24/7, man. I can hear you bitch ass nigga, this and that. I don't want to hear that, man.
Yeah.
You know? But that's the result of this devil, man.
Yeah. He took 2 billion acres, man.
Yeah.
Continental U.S. is 2 billion
2
acres.
billion acres, bro.
You know how much? That's only 300 million there. That's over 1,000 acres a person for Americans, man.
Yeah.
How does the bread basket of the world, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, supply like 30-40% of the world's bread just in that one region, man? They're supplying 30-40% to the whole world, man. That's more than enough land. Look at the rainforest in South America, man. That's why this guy's got to be taken out of power, man. Because you have the ultimate fumble, man. You was up 35 points. You threw 7 interceptions in a row, man, and lost the fucking game.
That's right, man.
Damn idiot. Go ahead.
Verse 10, it says, and thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. So again, the Lord is getting them into preservation for the time to come. It's about to be, the bread's about to be taken away. It's about to be fucked up. So he's getting them ready. Spiritually, exactly what he's going to do to his chosen men. That's why the scripture say, my servants shall eat and rejoice in that day. Because we're going to have the wisdom and knowledge to be stable in those times. So reading these scriptures right here, you can start edifying yourself with other food preservation techniques. Meat by weight.
And look in your cabinets, brother. Believe it or not, the Lord already provided. Like half the shit that's in y'all cabinets, y'all don't even touch it.
Right.
This is like you got reserved foods and stuff. Shit just be sitting. You like, oh well, the Lord said you're gonna eat. There go your food.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, it's all the provisions are already made. I think about that all the time. I'm like, this shit ain't even getting ate. Spirit, like, don't worry about it. It's gonna get ate.
It's gonna be good,
It's
man.
gonna be get ate.
You're gonna learn how to use that bag of flour.
Y'all
Bag
gonna
of flour gonna last a long time. Bag of rice, bag of beans, lentils every once in a while. Buy you some shit here and there, put it aside. You never know when you might have to use it.
Like you gonna eat it, or the martial law troops gonna get it, or the marauders gonna get it. But either way it go, it's gonna get ate.
Spoiled Egypt again, man.
It needs to be spoiled.
There's another thing you can research. It's called pemmican, man. And that's when you take meat. You take fine meat such as beef or bison, and you take a specific amount of fat. You melt the fat down. You mix it with the meat, and you add some blueberries to it. You get your vitamins. Your pemmican can be a staple for all your nutrition needs, man.
Wow.
And it'll last for years, man. Make it right. It says, yeah, you melt the fat down with some beef tallow, melt it down, and you mix a certain amount of meat. You gotta look at the recipe for it though. But you just dry the meat out into jerky, blend it up into like a powder. You mix it with the fat. The fat's gonna preserve it, and you mix it in your berries, dried berries. And those berries gonna be your vitamins in it. And you got a protein bar, man.
That sounds like some clean wash.
That's what Gadites, that's what they made when they were getting ready for the winter time. They would make a shit ton of pemmican. And that's how they got their protein. It says, verse 11 says, thou shalt drink also water by measure, the sixth part of a hin from time to time shalt thou drink, and thou shalt eat as a barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight. And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, whither I will drive them.
Yeah, read that again, bro.
It says, verse 12, it says, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes,
Barley cakes, go ahead.
and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight.
So that's shit. So if somebody say, look, you gotta eat some shit, man. Like compared to what we eating today, that was probably more nutritious, man.
Yeah.
But here what Ezekiel told the Most High.
And it says, and Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them.
Right, so the food here is totally trash, man.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, it is. You always eat scraps of shit too, man. Like I believe in the ancient world, if you were a poor man, you could use dung as like a fuel. You could set it on fire and bake shit, but you have all kind of shit in there, man. You know?
Yeah.
But that represents us, man. Because how did the grits come about? It was Esau giving us a husk of the corn. He would shuck all the corn off of it, give us the husk. Jake would dry it out, that big core. He would dry it out and grind it up, and that was grits. And now grits is like everywhere, man. You go to any diner.
Jake's love grits, man.
Right, you see? But that's what that represents. We would get the dregs of everything here, man. You know? And we had to figure that shit out on the plantation. Esau would give us a bag of fucking rotten vegetables, pig guts. That's why niggas on chitlins today, man. You know?
Yeah, forced to eat that shit, man. These are times we coming and people gonna be considering doing this shit, man. They gonna be making shit cakes, man.
Oh yeah.
It says,
They showed you that in Demolition Man when they went underground, and he ate that burger. He was like, I took a burger and a beer. And he was eating that shit, and he said, what kind of burger is this? He said, a rat burger. He said, this is a rat. And he was eating that shit, man. He said it was good. You know what I'm saying? So these people had to compensate, man.
Yeah.
People literally gonna be eating cats and dogs, man. People gonna be eating man. It's gonna be so bad out here, bro.
Yeah.
Like the lucrative, like right now, like the abundance of restaurants is no end here. You go anywhere and get your food, but that shit gonna be turned off overnight, bro.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be so crazy because the average person here, they're used to fulfilling their appetites, man. You know what I'm saying? So when they don't have Starbucks, or when they don't have Chick-fil-A, or they don't have Streetcar Grill, these people gonna bug the fuck out, bro.
Yeah.
Like the Lord is literally gonna bring the dregs here overnight, man. All right, when we're done with that precept, I think get Genesis the 41st chapter. We're gonna go into the family. But go ahead, finish with that.
That's another thing too, man. Get into the scriptures on what's lawful to eat, because what's going to be preferable in that time is going to be insects. There's some lawful insects that you can consume. You can eat beetles and you can eat locusts.
Grasshoppers, yo.
Okay, grasshoppers.
These,
That's going to be the
pigeons.
type of protein you'll get. You have pigeons in the cities. You can get a pigeon, man. And doves, those are lawful to eat. Sparrows, man.
Yeah.
Sparrows are invasive species in America.
Yeah, like basically like pigeons, quail, you know what I'm saying? Like even turkeys, like, because turkeys, believe it or not, like turkeys are native to America. You know what I'm saying? Like nowhere in the world you're gonna really find turkey. They domesticate them, of course, but turkeys are native here, man.
Right.
To America and stuff like that, bro. So that's why like a lot of lawful foods are here. Like most shit you can catch easily, you can can eat it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't eat no squirrel. It's hard to catch a squirrel. But yeah, you can go pick up a turtle dove, you will catch them, you know what I'm saying? Or when you're fishing, you got bluegill that swim to the top, you got grouper, you got trout. Those fish are a lot easier to catch, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers want to go to the bottom feeders and eat the shit they not supposed to eat.
Right.
You know?
Shit like turkeys, man. Turkeys ain't gonna take off flying. They can fly, but you know they're land-dwelling birds, foul, man.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right. It says here, verse 14, then said I, Lord Yahweh, behold, my soul have not been polluted from my mouth up, from my youth up even till now, I have not eaten of that which dieth of itself, or is torn in pieces, neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth. Then he said unto me, Lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith.
So wait, man shit or cow shit? It really is like, okay, it's still shit.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'll give, you know, and the crazy part about it is like a cow is lawful to eat. You
Yeah.
can't eat a human. You know what I'm saying?
Getting waffle shit.
Yeah, but it was like, goddamn, it's still dung. And it's a comparative knowledge of what you eat. So that hamburger that you like so much, even the so-called good hamburgers is trash compared to what we used to have, man. Bro, a fucking grape this one?
Yeah.
Bro, you know that it took 2 men to carry a vine of grapes? Grapes were big as bowling balls in the ancient world, man. And let's not get into our melons and our squashes and shit, bro. Like, you think a pumpkin, bro. Like, pumpkins are big as hell. Imagine how big squashes like that are gonna be in the ancient in the kingdom, man.
Yeah,
know?
I think I sitting out, bro, that picture of that squash I had in my garden this year. That bug was this fucking big.
Big, bro.
It was a summer squash, man. It got this fucking massive, man. Just from farming natural ways.
Yeah.
That shit was organic because I used the chicken fertilizer, man. Got the garden going, and it produced way better. Just to show how shit's supposed to be.
But you know what's crazy? I saw a crazy video, man. They them big ass pumpkins, man. They feed those to hippos, man.
Oh
Yeah,
I seen that.
Yeah, bro.
Smash
He smashed it. A fucking pumpkin. He chewing it like it's a candy bar, man. Just
Yeah.
imagine if a person goes in his mouth, what would happen?
Yeah. The Lord got them around here too in the zoo, in these zoos, man. The Lord gonna get busy on y'all, man.
And you can't outrun a hippopotamus, bro. They
Yeah.
look fat and slow, but you can't outrun it, bro.
Yeah.
They have the most bodies over damn near behind any animal in Africa.
Yeah, he's like a land. It's like a land version equivalent of like a fucking well. And crazy part about it is hippos can survive in the water too.
Yeah.
So you can't outswim them and you can't outrun them.
Yeah.
You might be able to hit a couple of corners on his ass and jump up, but hey, you won't get out of dodge quick. He's gonna let you down.
Oh yeah, in the open field, he gonna catch you, man.
And they're gonna be in y'all's rivers in Jacob's trouble, man. They're gonna break out them zoos. The Lord gonna send an earthquake, open up them enclosures, man. You're gonna have Jake up there thinking they're gonna go to the river and do some fishing. Fucking hippo gonna come out that damn Missouri River and swallow all these niggas up, man.
Well, you shouldn't. Anybody fishing in the Missouri River, man, you got demons on you. I wouldn't take a piss in that water. I'm afraid my rod may get contaminated.
Yeah.
It says, then he said unto me, Lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread of Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity.
Right, man, because the Lord took away the abundance, man. So when the famine hits here in Babylon the Great, hey, this shit gonna be a hellhole, man.
Yeah.
Just when people can't eat alone, they gonna lose their marbles off that, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because what is the main eptimon of what people are doing today? What is the main thing they're doing today? They're eating, they're drinking, and they're going out to venues. Everything that you do on a Saturday revolves around mirth or eating or some type of luxury. You're eating and you're drinking, bro.
Yeah.
Most people that's down here, they gonna eat and they gonna drink. That's the reason why they come down here.
Right. They don't really have anything in it. There's nothing of substance here.
Yeah.
So they have to, man. They have to keep trying to fill. It's like eating a bag of potato chips, man. You're technically getting full, but you're not because there's no nutrients in it. That's how these people are when they observe all of this mirth. There's no substance to them, man. These people are empty-headed. They're fucking aloof. They're passive and weak. And so they have to watch football and go out to concerts, you know, constantly buy new shit for Christmas and all this other bullshit, man. Because there's nothing of something. This place is death, man. And that's why everybody's secretly on antidepressants. That's why everybody's addicted to social media, looking for clout and all kinds of other. It's all fucking vanity, man. You know? And the Lord gonna burst this shit, man. It's like this is a super bubble, man. You got a bubble in financial assets. You got a bubble in pride too, man. See? So the Lord set this place up for the okie doke, man. Because He hates you people. See?
That's what I'm looking at.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 27. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing. And every one of those things have been coerced. It's been manipulated and turned upside down, man. You know, because Esau took something as simple as clothing, man, and he's poisoned it, man. You know, you would think like, how the hell do you poison somebody with the clothing you put on your skin, man? This nigga figured it out, man. He made rayon, which is basically plastic, polyester, that's plastic. So everything that the principal uses of a man that's listed here, he's perverted it all, man. The wine's perverted, the oil's perverted. You know, there's glyphosate everywhere. It's in the rivers, it's falling down from the atmosphere, it's in the air. You know? But it says, verse 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made him.
Yeah, spirits created for vengeance, man. You know, so the Lord got spirits set up out here to judge people, man. And also the apparitions out here.
Yeah.
Because we know that America is just a haunted land by itself. You have over fucking hundreds of millions of Israelites that have died here. Just off the Trail of Tears alone, you had millions of Israelites that died here. That devil, what was it? What's his name? Andrew Jackson.
Yeah.
He made our people from the Seminole, from Florida, walk all the way down up to like Dakota, barefooted and shit in the dead of winter. Bro, you know how painful that is? You have little kids walking barefooted in fucking 3-4 foot of snow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With no mercy, bro.
Yeah. And niggas still on the $20 bill, man.
Yeah. $20 bill. You know, but hey, those spirits are coming back, man.
Yeah.
You know, and we're seeing it. We're seeing all help. Look, bro, like when the Most High really opens up the floodgates of hell here in America, it's a done deal, man.
Yeah.
You know, people are gonna really suffer out here, and these people need judgment. You know,
Yeah.
because they're too goddamn stupid. They're blind. They're docile. Okay, they put this creep in office. They allow people from the WEF, which are unelected officials, to hijack the healthcare systems. Now everything that you do gotta go through the fucking WHO now, man.
Yeah.
Okay, they approved of the juice. You know, they're gonna be behind setting up security measures in order to get this whole thing rolled out, and people are gonna have to take a seat to that shit, man. You know.
That's right, sis. That's right, brother.
That's another thing too. I recommend check out that movie called The Pope's Exorcist, man.
Oh, I
I
watched
heard
that
that
also, yeah.
I heard that shit was talking about the new one.
The new one,
I heard
yeah.
that shit was stupid.
Right,
Wasn't that good?
It was pretty good. I watched it. For me, it was edifying because it shows a judgment upon Esau.
Yeah.
How the Lord fucked up the Vatican with all these exorcisms. There's a key part in that movie. They showed the skulls of all the Gadites that was over there underneath the fucking church that was buried from all the
Conquistadors and all that.
conquistadors, man, from the Spanish acquisition. So what was happening over there is from all the idolatry they're doing, and all the things they did to the Lord's chosen people. The Lord sent them fucking apparitions, man. And still
Yeah.
to this day, you got the most plagues of exorcisms upon anywhere else on the planet that's happened over there in the Vatican, man.
Yeah. They tried to spin it like the reason they came and did the Spanish Inquisition was because that devil, I forget his name, he got possessed by a demon.
Yeah.
So that's what they're saying. But the reality is the entire race of Esau, you're the devil, man. There wasn't no one man that had got demon possessed and did the Spanish Inquisition. No, you all collectively, the devil came over here raping, robbing, murdering people, man. You know? How else could the church do something so evil? 'Cause you're the devil, man.
That's the one that just came out of the movie theater, right?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix now, but it was
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay, I thought it was a Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now, but it wasn't years like last month.
They put it on Netflix already? Yeah. Oh, I heard it did. I mean, I heard it had mixed reviews, man. They feel like this Gordon Green guy has been fucking up trilogies lately, but I think it's like a direct connection to the very, very original.
Okay.
Episodes when they bought that lady, what's her name? Linda Blair.
It was something like that. But yeah, it was on point, man. I highly recommend it. Check it out, man. But that shit was killing that shit.
Acting is bad, I ain't gonna lie, but the plot is good.
You got that Genesis 41? Yeah, start at the top.
Yeah. The scriptures speak about this guy wearing out the saints of the Most High, man. And that's basically why we're crying out, man. You know, if you're not crying out against this shit, something's wrong with you, man. We're wore the fuck out, man. We don't want to have to look at fucking labels on the back of everything we buy, man. This shit is tedious, man.
You should have to.
You know, you gotta screen a woman, then they gotta do background checks on the bitch, man. Like everything here is just it's a trap. You know? For men that are in the know, unless you're a goofy-headed, dreadhead nigga that don't give a damn, you eat GMO shit, and your woman is fucking every man on the block, and you don't give a shit, then yeah, of course you're in bliss. But a righteous man gonna cry out to this shit, man. You know?
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 1. And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed. And behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine and fat fleshed, and they fed in the meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed, and stood by the other kine upon the brink of the river. And the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kine did eat up the 7 well-favored fat kine. So Pharaoh awoke, and he slept and dreamed a second time. And behold, 7 ears of corn came up upon one stalk, rank and good.
And just for edification purposes, a kine is like a cow or a heifer. That's what it means by kine, like a cow. All right, go ahead.
It says, and behold, 7 thin ears and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them. And the 7 thin ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt, and all the wise men thereof. And Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh.
Wait, go start again, brother.
We start at verse 3.
Yeah, start at 3.
Right, it says, and behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed, and stood by the other kine upon the brink of the river.
And this is a dream, like a vision he's getting, okay? He's going into the concept of the famine. Kine goes into cows, man, or cattle, okay? Because we know in Egypt then, you had like a big thing in Egypt was like flaxseed and like grain and corns and stuff like that. Pretty much like here today. You know what I'm saying? Cattle was very, very lucrative too, you know, and that's in that region of the world. Okay, and Jake had access to these things because remember, the first Pharaoh that was in league with Joseph for the most part, what was it? Not Ramesses, but what was the other one that when he died, he basically just threw us in captivity?
I forgot his name.
Yeah, but basically, man, Jake was living pretty good because we was in Egypt for 430 years, but we were slaves for 400 years. But the first 30 years, Jake lived like, Jake was good, man. Go ahead.
And it says, verse 4, and the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kine did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kine. So Pharaoh awoke, and he slept and dreamed the second time. And behold, 7 ears of corn came up upon one stalk, rank and good. And behold, 7 thin ears and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them. And the 7 thin ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled. And he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt, and all the wise men thereof. And Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this day. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, and put me in ward in the captain of the guard's house, both me and the chief baker. And when we dreamed a dream in one night, and I and he, we dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream. And there was with us a young man, a Hebrew, servant to the captain of the guard. And we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams.
Right, now that was Joseph, man. That was given an understanding. The Lord dealt with him and showed him what was going to ready to happen, which proved he was a prophet, man. Okay, go ahead.
It says, to each man according to his dream, he did interpret.
Yep, so that was basically how he was able to choose, like, okay, well, maybe he can break down to us what this meant, man, because oftentimes the kings had troubling visions, or if they wanted to inquire whether their empire was going to last or not, they would have to go and consult on the prophets, man, because the prophets were like advisors to kings. This is why a lot of the prophets is higher than kings. Even David had an advisor by Nathan when David went off, and David was a prophet, but when David went off, who came to him? Nathan the prophet, to tell him, like, look, man, and gave him a parable. You see, the same thing during the time of the Babylonian captivity. The time of Nebuchadnezzar, when he had the dream, and Daniel was able to interpret the dream. And when Daniel was to break down the dream, then he promoted him to be like over the province of, I believe, Babylon at that time. You know, so it's the same account here.
That's right. And it says, and it came to pass as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. And he shaved himself and changed his raiment and came unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I have heard say of thee that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it is not in me. Yahweh shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace.
Because it was through the spirit and power of the Most High, man. The Most High gives you the power to break down dreams. Like one brother is real good with interpreting dreams because he has a lot of them. His name is Rallah in a Chicago camp. Rallah has a lot of dreams, bro. And he's able, like a lot of times when brothers have dreams, they can't fully break down. The spirit hop on Rallah, he can break down your dream to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like brothers have gifts in this thing, man. You know, because what was spiritual about that whole thing, I've had a similar vision to the famine coming, but it was like, you know how you ever drove past a cornfield and you see how when they harvesting the corn and shit, but like when I was walking through the cornfield, the corn was like mashed and it had like this white substance around it, and it was like a lot of flies around it, man. And the spirit was telling me, like, what do you think it represents? And I was like, well, it looked like that's talking about a famine, because even when you go down in here, he said that you had 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine, which made the plenty look like nothing, man. So for my spirit, I was able to interpret, like, well, maybe this is talking about what's getting ready to happen. You know what I'm saying? And the corn was rotten, bro, and it was like flies and shit all around it. And it was like, oh, wow. And that's coming here to Babylon, man. You know, when this dollar collapse come, and when they want to control people to get that MOTV, they're going to make food scarcity out here, man.
Yeah, you know? That's the spirit, because I had a dream that was kind of, it wasn't about the food, but it was parallel about the money. It was in the dream. I was floating around looking what was happening to people, and I went inside this warehouse. There was a bunch of people, mainly a lot of women. They were all in there in this FEMA camp, and they started chanting and singing, swaying back and forth all on one accord. And there was money, like dollar bills, cash, all over the floor in the whole building. It was like 3 different levels, and these people were singing and chanting like crazy because they had all this money around them. And they were burning some of the money for heat, and then they were also eating the fucking cash, man. And they thought they were rich because they had all this money, so they were just singing and dancing, but meanwhile, they're in this fucking prison house, man.
Right.
You know, so that means that collapse is coming real soon. These people think they get a good case. They think their money gonna save them, but they're gonna eat of that shit, man.
Yeah, that's right, man.
And it says, and Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it's not in me. Yahweh shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. Pharaoh said unto Joseph, in my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 kine, fat flesh and well favored, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kind came up after them, poor and very ill-favored, and lean flesh, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness.
Right, so basically he was looking at a bunch of famished cattle, bro. Like when you were famished, when they say when your stomach is touching your back, that's the representation of how people gonna starve out here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these same people, like Annie Wilkes across the street, hey, she's probably gonna drop 100 pounds, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you see the ribs touching the back of people are literally gonna bug the hell out, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be that bad. And when people see us in whole, intact, and looking healthy, Lord's will, we those guys, man, people gonna be like, man, what's the secret? People
Right.
gonna want to come in. And that's when a lot of women gonna start coming, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, we need to get with these guys over here because they seem to be the ones that the Lord is dealing with.
Right.
You know?
Back in the day, I used to watch Tom and Jerry, man. That nigga would be so fucking hungry. That nigga would stare at him. That nigga turn into a chicken leg, bro.
yeah.
That's how these people are gonna be out here, man. They literally gonna have a mirage. They nigga gonna turn into a damn turkey leg, man.
Yeah.
Because that's famine, man. It's more than just your stomach touching your back. It's a psychological thing. People gonna be irrational. People gonna be doing shit they never thought that they would do, man.
Yeah.
Till they start missing meals.
Yep.
You see?
Yeah, because you start to hallucinate, man.
Yeah.
Like when you haven't ate in days and drink, you start to hallucinate, man. You know?
Yeah. The Lord was experiencing that, man. That 40-day fast.
Yeah.
His body kind of got weak and Satan tried to slide in on him, you know? Because that's what happens when you don't have food. Your flesh is afflicted,
Yeah.
and you start getting weak, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you don't have the Lord,
Shit, water tastes good.
yeah, you don't have the Holy Spirit that's constantly flowing in you, man. What else do you have if you have no bread, man? You know, that's why we're not relying on storing a whole damn bunker of shit, man.
Nah,
Because
hell
our real food is the Spirit.
Yeah.
You know, and the physical food, the Lord's gonna give it to us, man, through faith.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we gonna eat, brother. Scriptures say we gonna be married. We gonna have abundant, and we gonna be married out here, man.
That's right, bro.
So hey, man, hey, don't even worry about that day how we gonna eat, brother. That's already taken care of, man. These people the one that gotta worry.
Right.
See, when we teach the doom and gloom of the coming Jacob, hey, that's for these people, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna be tried and tested because that's our lot. But we ain't gonna be in half the worst cases these people gonna be, man.
Yeah.
Because these people, it's gonna hit them suddenly.
Right.
And they ain't got time to mentally prepare for it because they're not taking heed to the message of the men of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Versus this is what we're preaching. So when you're preaching it, you're expecting it, man.
Right.
This is preparing our minds. This is one of the scriptures say, look, man, hey, gird up your loins, bro. Because we got to really shift into a different mindset when that day comes. You can't operate off emotion in time coming, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, my sister got grabbed up by martial law. Hey, so be it, man. You got to be in that mindset like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know?
So Passover is so important and being in that spirit, man. Because it's a very humbling experience to be around you. Just like in the Passover, man, we was hearing these people getting fucked up.
Yeah.
All of this shit, it was humbling.
Yeah.
But the Lord said, don't come out, put the blood over the doorpost, don't come out, just chill. That's a humbling thing, but at the same time, we were good.
Bro.
We had light in our dwellings. We were good, man.
Bro, you know Keisha, bro, at that time, she was shook, because
Oh, yeah.
Jake wasn't right then.
Right,
When the Most
yeah.
High delivered him,
Yeah.
Jake wasn't right.
Right.
So, just the Lord like, look, man, just stay cool, stay put. But hearing them screams and shit, that shit, bro, imagine somebody getting murdered outside your door. Bloody murder, man. And the Lord like, don't do it.
Yeah.
They showed you that in the book of Eli, man. Hey, when they was finna grab that girl up, hey, he kept telling himself like, man, stay on the path, stay on the path, stay on the path,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And then find out when it was a fucking ambush, man.
Uh-huh.
You know?
That's how it is.
So, hey, brothers, man, hey, look, you gotta be in the mindset. We may lose family, you may lose your wife, you may lose your children, you may lose brothers, man. But hey, you gotta stay the course, man. Okay, because this flood is getting ready to hit, and when it hits, hey, it's gonna be like, oh, what the fuck? So prepare your minds, man. Okay, this thing is not gonna just be about us out here speaking. The things that we're speaking is gonna come to pass, man. All right, give me that in the Ezekiel 33 and 33, bro. Keep going on that.
Verse 20, Genesis 41 and 20, and the lean and the ill-favored kind did eat up the first 7 fat kind. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but there were still ill-favored as in the beginning, so I woke.
God damn. So basically, these cattle basically ate the ones that, and they still was famished, man. Bro, you know what people gonna do when they can't get food, man? bro, like these people, they gonna lose their minds, man. They gonna eat each other. Hey, cannibalism is coming back in a big way, man.
That's right.
These people, hey, Joker said it. He said, hey, you will see when the chips are down. He said these people will eat each other. That's literal.
Yeah, he literally gonna eat each
Yeah,
other.
the scriptures go on in Lamentations says that the pitiful women have sighed their children and the one for meat in that day. These women are gonna eat their kids, man. You see that baby she got? She gonna eat that little girl, man.
Yeah.
She literally gonna eat her, bro. And that's the spirit. The Lord gave the example right there.
God.
You know, it's all good now because they can go home and turn on Peacock TV and eat what they
Right,
gonna eat.
right.
But it's gonna come a time that little girl's arm is gonna look like a fucking drumstick, man.
Yeah.
And she gonna hallucinate and she gonna start gnawing on that kid's arm.
Right.
And one thing about when you in a cannibalistic spirit, that's a real demon on people, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Once you eat your own kid, man, you'll eat anybody.
Yeah. It was a story that in 2 Kings, I believe, the 6th chapter, when they had the patent, it was like, well, look, we gonna eat my kid today and then we gonna eat yours tomorrow. So when they ate the little motherfucker that day, she took her kid and hid it like, nah, you ain't eating my kid, motherfucker.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be grimy out here like that, man.
Yeah. Motherfucker, you come down in the hallway, you see a nigga eating somebody's intestines out, and he give you that look, and he gnawing on it, man, bro, it's gonna be crazy. This shit gonna turn up, man.
Yeah.
You Israelites out there that think playing, you pull up boys, you think this is a joke, you guys are gonna get grabbed right up in that in this coming destruction, man.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of you guys out there that preach the wrong doctrine, you're gonna feel the spirit that has left you in that day too, man. You're gonna feel that same panic that these heathen feel, man. The Lord is not gonna comfort you in that day.
Nah.
You're gonna be looking over your shoulder constantly, man. And for rightfully so, man.
Yep.
Because you spend all of your time not warning the flock about the correct thing, man.
Yep.
Going into things that fill your own belly, man. Out of your own pride, because you want to come up with the name, the heavenly name of the Lord. Or you want to get a bag off of telling people the charagma, it ain't really that.
Well, you know, Eddie Monster and Chubby Teletubby next to him are teaching that they're King David and John the Baptist. Well, if you guys are King David and John the Baptist, then hey, we in big fucking trouble, man. Because neither one of you bums know the scriptures, man. And that guy that's next to you shouldn't even be teaching. Like, what the fuck does he even be talking about? And then he give you that little side look like he said something deep.
Short dude.
Yeah, the little Winnie the Pooh looking nigga, man.
Yeah.
You guys, man, you guys are straight. Y'all just need to chill out, man, for the information come out on you niggas too. All right? Cause this, never mind. What you got, bro? You got more? Yeah, we're gonna read a little bit more of that. Read your precept. I'm gonna bring up this one. Go ahead.
Verse 22, and I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up, and one stalk full of good. And behold, 7 ears withered thin, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears. And I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it to me. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. Yahweh has showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kind are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one. The 7th thin and ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh, what Yahweh is about to do, he showeth unto Pharaoh.
Right, so hey, 7 years of famine made the 7 years of plenty look like nothing, man. So like, hey,
Yeah.
right now America has been abundant for the last since let's just say the last 100 years. Plenteous, man. But the short time that we got left here is gonna make it look like that never was the case.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
how bad the famine is gonna get here in America, man. And it's gonna hit 3 times harder here because this kingdom made Egypt look like a righteous place, man.
Yeah.
That's how wicked this place was, and Egypt was the renowned. That was the economy of the world at that time, man.
Right, right.
No.
That's spiritual too. The scriptures say that in the day of adversity, there's no thought of the day of prosperity. Man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like it never happened.
Yep.
But notice how the Lord was cold, man. He gave you 7 years of plenty. but that 7 years of famine gonna wipe a whole heap of y'all out, man.
And he's fair, bro. The Lord has been fair with these people, bro.
Yeah.
Like, look at this shit. It's still going on. People can still do what they're gonna do, man.
Right.
People still making money, bro. The Lord is really fair. So, okay, it's really no excuses. You know
Right.
what you talking about? Like, I'm giving you all the time in the world to have. The Lord has gave these people ample time to turn the fuck up, bro.
Right. Yeah, God. Like, let me see if they're gonna keep the land Shabbat. Oh no, here it comes, 7 years of famine. See, the Lord gives opportunity, man, to be fair, man. But he knows y'all gonna rebel anyway, man. So it's all through the Spirit, you know. But that's how America is, man. All this plentifulness y'all had, man. Y'all been eating good, man. How you got this many fucking obese people in America, man? And the Lord gonna dead all of that shit in about 3 months. The obesity epidemic is gonna be over with, man.
Literally.
You know, reading this chapter, it brings up the reminder, of how the Lord said He's going to, bring up truth out of the earth, because now they actually discovered the artifacts of this actual record in Egypt of this famine happening. Because for a long time they've been saying, there's no record of this 7-year famine that happened in Egypt. There's no record, you can't prove it. Actually, you can. When you look up the Dozier dynasty, the Egyptian ruler Dozier, it gives the exact count of specifically 7 years. And the guy that revealed this was going to happen, his name was Imhotep. They made a movie, The Mummy was based off this dude. So Esau twisted the shit up and adjusted the timelines to try to hide it. But the artifacts is there. They got the hieroglyphs and the paintings of the 7-year famine and all that, man. And it lines up perfectly, man.
Right.
And this dude Imhotep, they saying possibly they changed the name, but they saying that links up to Joseph, man.
Yeah. I was watching that too.
Makes sense, yeah.
So and it's crazy because Esau made a whole movie about this dude and villainized him, made him like the mummy. He was the main fucking mummy that got resurrected and shit like that. He was this god of the sun. In Egypt, they changed people's names like that, man.
Yeah, well, he had a Hotep name in Egypt, man. Because he was in league, he was up there with Pharaoh, but he still kept true to the Lord. Like, hey, Daniel's Babylonian name, what was it, Belshazzar? What you call him? And then you had, you had Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which were basically their Babylonian names.
Yeah.
But it was Azariah, Michelle, and it's in the Song of the Three Holy Children, man.
Yeah. Mordecai too was another name that wasn't his Hebrew name. I believe it was Babylonian, but it was in the Persian captivity. But he was second in command in the Persian, man.
Yep.
You know?
Just like we have American names now, you know what I'm saying, or British names now, but we got real Hebrew names, Your name could be such John Smith,
Right.
In this captivity, like Michael Jordan, but technically everybody has a Hebrew name, Spirit. So
Even Joshua, they would call him Jason in the Greek.
Yep.
But we would have two different names.
Now how the fuck do you get Jesus out of that? Bunch of damn demons.
Yep. That goes to show Esau be twisting shit up, man. Because that's a lot of tangible archaeological history when you look up the Dozier dynasty, and it just lines up perfect, man. Esau messed with the timelines and try to link up stuff with the characters of the Bible and scriptures and events, and then he adjusted it and moved it like he just shifted a whole 1,000 years in a different direction to where you wouldn't be able to track it and find out that the Dozier dynasty is the same era of the story of Joseph.
It was only like 4,000 years ago. Yeah,
Right.
we learned that fucking long ago.
These other nations wrote these things down, man. When a famine happens in a region like Egypt, man, the Moabites would have known about it. All of the ancient people around the area would have wrote about it, man.
Just like the flood. Every nation got their concept of the flood, man. Every nation record these things. The Bible just accurately depicts them. But hey, they record it. They even recorded our slavery during the time of the Egyptian captivity, man.
Right.
They showed the pharaohs beating the Hebrew boys. They showed the difference between the Israelites and the Egyptians. Like the Egyptians used to wear these crown muscles over their head, but you see Jake with the afros and with the braids and with the beards and shit, different colors. And then even they got the pictures of Esau, white Edomites with red Edomites. They had tattoos all on them and shit. Same thing today, man. But yeah, get that. We'll end it after that precept, man. I have to read that here. We had 2 hours.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them.
That's right. They're going to know that a prophet has been among them. And one last precept, Isaiah 65, and I'm going to start at 13. It says, thus says Yahweh, or the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Okay? Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. And behold, my servant should rejoice, but ye should be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye should cry of heart. No, you should cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. For the Lord Yahweh shall slay thee and call his servants by another name, man. Okay, so with that, we gonna close out with all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honor to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.